I moved us in
Starting
early.
it fucking fucked me up.
You like this provocative dancing, Rob?
What are we doing in here?
That's the Masonic Temple.
Yeah, it is.
The end. I tried to start it once already, and then things fucked up, and yeah, it's okay. It's a new studio. I gotta get used to it. It's fucking crazy. It's not a cult though, Rob. It's not a cult.
No, yeah, I don't think so. I didn't. It's a nice tranquil clearing in the woods. That's what that is.
That's what the AI prompt said. Nice tranquil clearing in the swamp with some etchings on the ground, some very intricate etchings.
No telling what that is. Honestly, we're just here
to have intimate edging myself. That's what I like. Intimate edging. What's going on?
That's a good category. Oh, nothing much. Recovering from my birthday. I am having salted caramel ginger ale here. So this is my buddy got me a bottle of salted caramel Crown for my birthday, and we drank pretty much all of it yesterday. This is the last of it.
Yeah, you said you got to keep your hands where we can see them. I don't know. When was your birthday? I didn't even know your birthday happened.
Yesterday.
Oh, okay. Happy birthday. How old are you now?
I'm 30.
How old are you now? Oh, you made it.
30 on the 30th, everybody.
They said it would never happen, that Rob would never make it to his 30th birthday, but here it is.
I'm here. They can go. They can suck it, honestly.
You like that? That'd be great. Can we watch the Blue Origin Girl again? I made a dedicated short for that. I don't know if you saw it, but yeah, it was good. No. I got this Hatfield and McCoy family brand whiskey. I don't know which family, whichever one won the war, I suppose.
Whichever one made whiskey.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was like $40. It's not bad.
I'm trying to look for. Sorry, I'm trying to look for some stuff over here. That's why I'm looking on the side.
No, you're fine. Ginger's age bad? Oh, no. Anyway, I like this because it's got that little, I don't know if you can see it clearly or not, but there's like a little hook handle.
Oh, yeah.
Very convenient. I like it a lot.
Like the Kraken.
Yeah, the Kraken has a similar thing. Yeah, exactly. That's the only other bottle I've seen that on is the Kraken.
The Kraken is one of my buddy's rums of choice. I don't know why. It is death, and it looks like straight blackness if you throw up.
Well, there's two. There's the black one, and then there's like a browner one.
The black one.
Yeah. No, I almost got it because I was walking through the store. Every time I go to the store to go to the whiskey aisle, I have to walk by the rum aisle, and the Kraken bottle just sticks out, and I just think of Rich every time I walk by and I see it. I'm like, Rich, where are you?
Where are you?
Yeah. No, I need to pour this drink, but I got to finish my Mountain Dew. Hey, so chat, we're going to do whatever you guys want to do. We're going to hang out. There's some stuff that you guys have put in show suggestions I've seen that I want to grab. Some stuff here. Bro, we're getting the second fall of the Soviet Union before GTA 6. Yeah, that would be pretty funny. We do have a big announcement, though. I don't know when we want to do it. I was kind of going to wait for Josh, but I don't know if I'll tease it. It's a big announcement for coming soon. The brown one is the most gay rum.
And a new segment. A new
segment. Oh yeah, you were supposed to. Rob was trying to show me something before we went live, but it didn't.
Well, I was trying to get the different camera angle working, but I don't know because I don't want to just do. I might have to change something up real quick. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
all right. Well, I gotta go get him. Real quick.
Oh my god, he's gotta go get him. He has a man in a box, and
take me off of the screen. I'll go get him real quick.
Okay, it's just me. Listen, guys, it's not a cult. It's a secret society of swamp creatures. Yeah, I don't know. Josh and I have been memeing on it a little bit. It's weird. Rob's doing stuff down below. It's kind of strange. But yeah, no, Josh and I have been memeing on it a little bit. It's the secret SwampCast, SS. It's our secret society, SS. But if anyone asks you, it's not a cult. Okay, it's not a cult. Whatever they say about us, it's not a cult. All right? I don't know what he's doing down there. I've been busy though. I've been trying to plan a bunch of shit. We worked on getting Leighton, URL, get that URL join. Wait, what does it get that URL join? Rob's not wearing pants, so he can't be seen standing up. He's I'm it's gonna be interesting from what I can see in the bottom corner there. But anyway, I've been busy. I've been trying to get editor on the show so that we can have more consistent clips of all the stuff we've been doing. We're planning to do more things. We want to make the SwampCast space thing, the swamp spaces. We want to make that a recurring thing, a normal thing. I think the challenge there is going to be coming up with a topic that people actually want to talk about, and then getting a panel. Oh my god, getting a panel of guests on to talk about it. That, and then there's more. There's more. There's always more. Rob, let me know when you're ready. Give me a okay. All right. Here is I don't know how to introduce this. What the fuck is this?
Thank you very much, Tim. Thank you very much, Tim. I am Saddam Hussein, and I am the newest swamp creature. Thank you so very much for having me on.
Aren't you dead?
No, the American, the dirty, stinky American government wants you to believe Saddam dead. But Saddam is not dead. No. Saddam is still alive. Saddam is still alive. And Saddam wanted to let all his loving people know he is an American now.
I see that. Yeah, you got the flag
I'm
behind
American.
you.
Look at the flag. Look at the flag.
Look at the flag. Flag.
And I the only thing I wish more for America than death is oh no.
What's happening? Are you ejaculating? What is going on? All right. Whatever the fuck that was. Rock'em Sock'em Hussein. Exactly. That was some Rock'em Sock'em Hussein. Oh my gosh. Rob's putting his toys away. Hold on. Yeah. Welcome back, buddy. I want to know, who did Saddam Hussein vote for?
Yeah, Trump. I think he told me he voted for Trump.
He voted Trump.
Yeah, he voted Trump. I think now that Trump's president or going to be president, he's comfortable with coming out of the other hole. He was in a different hole, and now he's out. So
he's coming out of all holes for Trump.
Yeah, he came to me and he was like, I love your podcast. I want to be on. I was like, we have to have Saddam Hussein on our podcast.
I wanted to criticize you and say that, or, I don't know, whatever, critique you. I wanted to say that sounds more Russian than it does.
I know.
Whatever, Iraqi, but I don't know what the proper accent is, so I don't feel comfortable making that.
Yesterday, I was trying to do it, and I was wasted, and it was French, so I was doing
yeah.
I was like, oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, Saddam voted to end all the wars. That's right.
Did.
Yeah.
He did. Yep.
Well.
Oh, yeah. So I think we should have a new Saddam segment for the podcast.
A Saddam segment. How would we work that in? What would that be? You're going to come up with some material.
Well, I have to, or else he's going to kill me. So that's the rub on it. He said, if you don't put me on your show, I'm going to behead you like I did all of my men.
Josh needs to hurry up because I have a question I want to ask you. Like, what would you say to our next guest about that? Like, if you had to pull out Saddam on the next show, you'd be like, yeah. I mean, he'd be the guy, right? He'd be the guy.
Yeah, with Scott Horton, yeah.
Oh, come on. See, you're so bad at this. You're so bad.
I'm so bad.
Anyway, we'll just pretend that didn't happen. Big announcement when Josh comes on. Anyway.
Oh, shit.
Saddam says, oh, yeah, we can have. All right, what does Saddam have to say about it? We get, like, if we talk about some foreign war stuff, like American interventionism, what does Saddam have to say?
It would have to be stuff like that, which, I mean,
or what does Saddam have to say about women's rights or something? I don't know. Like, we could find ways to make it work. Yeah.
It's a funny. Apparently, this was a
Oh, I'm reading the Discord right now. Why are you guys late? There's no black guys on the show. It's because they're retarded. That's why. You're not wrong, Joey. There's Saddam. What the hell?
It's because okay. It's because Saddam took a lot of prep.
Yeah. Those bombs don't build themselves.
They don't. Yeah, this bomb.
I
And
don't.
you have
I just.
this bomb. You want
Did he
this
bomb
bomb
something?
or
I'm
this
sure he
bomb?
bombed something. I'm sure.
This one regular bomb. This one weapon of mass destruction.
Do you see what's
Weapon of
happening
mass
here, Josh?
destruction.
Uh-oh. Josh is flipping. He's sideways. Where's the shovel? Can you hear us? Because I can't. You're not saying nothing.
Get the fucking shovel.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
We'll bring him back when he gets his stuff fixed. Yeah. All right. Let's try. Oh, I hear audio now. Say
How
something.
about now?
Yeah. Oh
How
my
about now?
God. Look at that studio. Nice,
How
bro.
about now?
Oh,
Yeah.
How about
that's
now?
good. That's good.
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. We can
Welcome
hear
to
you.
welcome to the new digs, boys.
Yeah. I want to check this out. Look at that, bro. That's nice, dude. You got a wooden sword over there. Some
I
books.
know.
How many fucking hats do you own? Jesus Christ.
At
That's a lot of hats.
Yeah, at one point I owned over 600, including. That's not even
Jeez.
y'all not even seeing my beanies and like the whole shipment box. That's like 120 hats worth that I just threw out on my way out the door of Florida.
Jesus.
So what are we drinking on tonight, boys? Traditions. What's going on? How we doing?
we went through it.
Ah,
Yeah, you were late. Hatfield and McCoy whiskey. That's what I got. What'd you have, Rob?
Salted caramel crown with ginger ale.
There you go.
and I got a Barrio Blonde Ale, which is the oldest brewery in Tucson.
Oh,
Nice. Yeah, no, we're just chilling. We were talking shit. You missed Rob's Saddam segment.
yeah.
He wants to
Dirk.
You forgot to ask Saddam what he's drinking. Saddam, what are you drinking today? The blood of the infidel.
And that's what you guys get with a swamp membership. Just random shit like that.
Stupid shit.
This is a huge announcement. Saddam, we booked him for the show. He's going to be on the show.
Yeah, we're gonna have Saddam Hussein. That's our big announcement. Saddam Hussein is coming on the show.
This was Tupac. The other one was Bill Clinton.
Well, did you get it to Bill Clinton?
No, just a Saddam.
What the fuck? It's a
God
two-pack,
damn it, Rob, and you didn't get the second one.
Gift.
So who got Will?
Oh my
Who got Willie?
I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm already off the show. Fuck this.
I don't know. I don't know who got Willie.
Bro, look, he's even got a real chair. He's
Saddam.
coming up in the world. I just got a blank fucking wall behind me. This guy's got it all digged out, man.
Moving across the country, Tim, has its benefits. You should join sometime.
Nah,
West
I don't
Coast
know.
The West ain't bad, man. West ain't bad.
I don't know if you have to move across the country, but
the furthest west I've lived is Texas, and that was nice. I liked it.
That was nice. It gets better too. I just plugged in the massaging feature on the chair.
You know what I don't like? You know what I don't like about Arizona? Do you have grass anywhere?
Nah, not. I mean, yeah, but not really. That's something I'm getting used to because I'm used to when it's dirt all over your yard. That means you're poor and probably cracked out. And I'm realizing even the rich people are dirt. So it's oh, cool.
Yeah.
I got to look at the cars in your driveway now to figure out if
grass can't grow. I think that's the problem. It's not that they can't. I mean, yeah, they can't afford it because it can't grow.
No. That shit can grow, bro. It definitely grows. It's just that, one, you got to get a special kind of grass, and number two, you got to spend the money to water it. You know how expensive it is to maintain grass in Arizona if you don't
That's
have
what I'm
your
saying,
house in a dome?
Yeah, it's going to cost a shit ton of money. I don't know.
Horrible.
I wouldn't mind going out west. Where I'm going next, I don't know. I did get the news that I'm stuck here for another 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, boy.
So that's great. I figured my next promotion would probably be into Atlanta because that's where the majority of shit that we have in this area is. And then after that, it's North Carolina and stuff like that, which I wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't be too mad about. I told Brandy, though, the next place we move, I want no state income tax. That's a minimum requirement for me. After that, I can pretty much do whatever I want. Yeah.
Florida,
Well, yeah.
Tennessee, North.
There's like 6 or 7
Dakota.
states. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I think
Alaska.
Colorado, Alaska's there. You know, it's an option.
Uh-huh.
Timmy the GA Swamp Boy.
Mhm.
Nah. Oh yeah, Josh, do you like our background? I'll put it back up just so you can see the background better.
Hell yeah.
It's
That
not a
background's dope. Yeah, I
it's not a
like the
cult.
burning stumps and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
They're not crosses, but they're close.
Yeah. Well, I think the one on under your name kind of looks like a cross a little bit. I'm putting this
Yeah.
back up.
Rob
Yeah,
had
I
to
don't.
think about
All
that
right, so
shit
you want
for
to
a
have
minute.
burning crosses in the next one? That works for me.
Hell
I can make it
yeah.
happen.
Rob's like, I don't know about all that. Rob's like, I don't know about all that now.
No, my uncle had some burning crosses, and his friends weren't cool.
I was gonna say Washington also. Yeah, Ronan Jack says Washington also
yeah.
doesn't have a state income tax. It's super liberal out there, but like the land, like the Pacific Northwest, so
Yeah.
beautiful. I want to go out there so bad.
I hated the Pacific Northwest. It's fucking shit. God
Yeah,
awful.
no.
I hope
Just
I don't
rains
want
all the
to.
time.
Yep,
Why?
rains
Just
all the
rains
time. Yeah.
Bro, all right. So I went there for army training back in like 2011, and the whole time everybody's like, "Oh, bring your cold weather stuff. You're gonna freeze your ass off." And I'm like, I'm going in the middle of July. I live in the Northeast. I know what cold is. Like, you're not catching my. You're like, no, it's gonna get to
Nah.
like the 60s at night. When I tell you, I slept outside in 36-degree weather, and it was a torrential downpour. And they just like, yeah, just throw a fucking like poncho over top of yourself. That'll keep you dry. I knew I wasn't built for the Pacific Northwest. Fuck that place. It's shit. It's cold. It's rainy. It's the most miserable fucking thing. Like, imagine fucking the worst libertarian personalities you can think of and personified. That is the Pacific Northwest.
So I've heard, but it's technically a rainforest, right? Because it rains so much up there.
The Everglades are a rainforest. Fuck you. Stay
Is
in
it?
Florida. Stay in Florida.
No, I'm staying. I'm not moving out there.
If your choices are between staying in Florida and going to the Pacific Northwest, I don't care if they're going to chop your dick off. You're going to be a tranny in Florida.
Well, I think you have to get your dick chopped off up there. I think that's part of the thing.
In Northwest, yeah. It's a great place to visit. Like, it is beautiful. It would just suck to live there.
Nah, it's kind of like Cali. You get there and you think it's beautiful to visit, and then you realize you want to get the fuck out as quick as possible.
It depends on where you go, though, because I made that trek. We went from Los Angeles to Seattle, so we rode I-5 the whole way, and all around Los Angeles. You're right, fucking garbage, trash. Never want to go back. But North California, beautiful, big mountains, blue waters and skies is great. You have like big green mountains. It's crazy. It's a whole new world out there. And then the Pacific Northwest, or like you're talking about, like Oregon. Oregon sucks. I don't like any state that says you can't pump your own gas. I'm not down with that. Fuck you.
That's
like it's so stupid.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel attacked here. Very attacked.
Is that how it is in Arizona too? I don't remember
in
that.
New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
New Jersey,
Yeah.
you're not so like it's full service gas stations everywhere. You basically like it's weird for me after living in like Florida for 10 years and then Arizona's the same way. It's like I go there and I'm like, yeah, let me get 20 regular. Here's my card. Just do it for me real quick. Great in the winter. Great in the winter when it's fucking cold out.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I think I've told the story before, but there's other people here. But like we went to Oregon. I used to keep a generator in my cab in the truck, and I would fill it up so I could play Xbox while my truck wasn't running. And so that's what I did is I grabbed the generator and my gas can, and I walk over to the pump, and I, Floridian, just start pumping my own gas. And this guy comes running up to me like I set this shit on fire. Whoa, what are you doing there? What are you doing? And I was like, I'm pumping gas. He's like, you can't do that. Like, why not? He's like, you got to go inside. You got to pay. You see this line? And I was like, fuck that line. There's nobody here. I can do it myself. Like, no, you can't do it. State law. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, you got to go inside and you got to pay. And then they'll tell me, and then I can put it in your can there. And so while he's sitting there pumping it, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this is so retarded. And he's like, well, it's a job. He's like, if they didn't have this, what would I do? I don't know. Anything else?
Anything else. So
And
this is perfectionism.
That's how them kids are too. It's like realistically, like the gas pump job is like a 16, 17 year old. Like, hey, you're going to go out there. You're literally going to do the bare minimum and you're going to get paid to do it. And there's like 30-year-olds who are like, oh no, this is a great part-time job for me. I can do it after my first job. Like,
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah,
off.
they won't. The people that work there won't even wear shirts that look like they work there. Some homeless guy asking for my car to pump gas told him to fuck off and call the cops. That's how you deal with them. Yeah, that's what I should have done.
Fuck
Told him
off,
to
call the
fuck
cops.
off.
Fuck off.
You know, and that's the other thing too. It's like the people up there. There's something different about them. Like, we went. So Brandy was with me for her 21st birthday, and we were in Oregon. And I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to the bar. Like, that's what we're gonna do. I called my dispatcher. I was like, take me off for the next day or so. It's her 21st birthday. He's like, oh yeah, no worries. We go to the bar. We show up at 11 o'clock at night. They told us that we had to wait outside until midnight, and they wouldn't serve her until then.
What?
They would never do that shit in Florida. They're just like, all right, come on. Whatever. It's over.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Fuck it, come on in.
Yeah. So fucking retarded. That whole area. Anyway, let me see here. Somebody's sending me shit. Oh my God. My boy's making a game right now, and it is crazy. He's trying to like build a house, but he's building each piece like the 2x4s. He wants to make like a survival game where you build each piece of the building and you can tear it down.
Like Valheim?
No, like more. Like instead of like a wall, you have to get each individual 2x4 for the wall.
What?
Yeah, he's you want to talk about autistic. Anyway, let me see here. Yeah, all right, we got some stuff that we can pull up. Let me go back into our show notes here. I'm sure you guys got some stuff you want to bring up too.
Yeah.
Why'd I say show notes? Show suggestions. That's it. Oh, let's okay, Rob kind of ruined it earlier.
I did.
But tomorrow night is a big night, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Scott Horton on. He's gonna be in the ring for 2 hours with the swamp creatures. Nowhere to run. I don't know. I was trying to do the Randy Savage thing, but I fucked it up. Yeah. So
You have nowhere to go, Scott.
I am so excited to have Scott on. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. You guys don't seem nearly as excited as I am.
I'm pumped. I'm just a little like nervous. I'm like, what am I gonna ask this guy that he hasn't already been asked? You know?
Easy.
Yeah, like I was saying before, I don't think we need him to like necessarily tread new ground. The trick is going to be getting Scott Horton. It is cool, Barfo. It is cool. It's super cool. I'm so excited. I didn't think he was going to say yes. Like I sent him a message and I was like, hey, Scott, know you're busy right now. Book tour. Love to have you on the show. Let us know when you're not busy. He's like, reach out to Connor. And I'm like, okay. And I reached out to Connor. I said, hey, Connor. Scott said, 1 second, Ronan, I'll get that. Connor says, hey, give me 1 second. Yeah, just get with Connor. Okay, Connor says, yeah, he can do it. He could do it. How about 9 a.m. or what did he say? 11 a.m.?
I thought he said 11 p.m.
Yeah, I know. He's like, what about 11 a.m. on Monday? Rob responds and says, yeah. I'm like, fuck! I can't do that.
Because I thought he said 11 p.m. And I was
Rob,
like, yeah, that's fine.
Rob's like, I get paid to lead, not to read.
I was like, you fucker. Like, this is like 2 days notice, 11 a.m. like, this is not going to happen. It's 8 a.m. for Josh. He's not even awake at that time.
I'm already at work. I'm a half hour in the work right now. How am I supposed to do this?
That's what I was thinking too. Because normally I don't wake up that early, but it was like 7 a.m. and I saw it, and it was like my birthday.
Your response was like,
birthday! Yay!
I think his response was something like, "Oh, we'll make it happen, or we can make that work." And I was like, "No, we can't,"
because I thought it was 11. I thought it was 11 p.m. If it was 11 a.m., I would have been like, "I'm gonna be at work."
11 p.m. I would stay up late. Hell yeah.
I would
do it.
Definitely be up, but 11 a.m. That's a little rough. Rough.
No, so anyway, I messaged him back and I was like, "Hey, we typically do a show at night. What do you think about 9 p.m.?
Rob's retarded. We're sorry."
I said, we typically do a show at night. What about 9 p.m.? How do you feel about that? I was expecting him to come back and say, that's way too late. Let's try for a weekend show or something. But no, he's like, all right, 9 p.m. tomorrow. And I was like, let's go. That'll work.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
yep.
We'll make it happen.
I did say, let's wait on Tim to finalize.
You did say that.
It worked for me. Yep. Wait on Tim to finalize. Glad I did that.
Yes. So I sent him all the links and stuff today. So Scott knows I don't know if he knows what he's getting into. We'll try to be on our best behavior, I guess.
No wet fart noises, Rob.
Yeah, for love of God. Let me pull this up too. First drink, starting slow. Y'all work
Y'all work
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yeah, first
Oh,
day
yeah.
back.
Yes.
First day back after
Oh,
2
that's
weeks
right.
of moving.
Yeah. Josh is gonna come in hungover to his new job.
What?
Hungover. Looking like shit.
Have you met the guys yet that you're working with?
I literally had a phone meeting with
Oh no.
my first line supervisor, and that's been it. My branch manager is giving me an email with my schedule. Other than that, I'm gonna meet everybody tomorrow morning at 7:30 when I walk through the door.
This is a good yeah. This is a good question. Ask Scott who he thinks he'll fire first. I got something to say about that. But yeah, it's always weird doing a phone interview because like you get a much better vibe or a sense of who somebody is when you meet them in person.
Mhm.
Even like a video call like this, like you get like a much better sense of people.
Oh yeah, well that was what we
Yeah.
did.
Okay. So do you feel like it's going to be chill? Are they going to find out
Yeah.
about this show and fire you?
They could. I mean,
Oh, they could.
if they haven't found out about this show and fired me already, this would be a lame ass point to start.
Yeah. You're a little late, bud.
Like now this seems politically motivated. You waited to after the election to fire me? Nah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a candidate for office anymore in your
Yeah.
state? That's fucked up.
Oh yeah, Florida House. Okay, you got to scratch that out. Like, is there a District 105 in Arizona?
I bet you there is. I'm just
Oh,
gonna
that'd
get
be so great.
painter's tape, just like co-op
Yes.
for Arizona House District.
Yeah, get
1.
that blue painter's tape and black Sharpie on it, and just say Arizona over the Florida, and just it doesn't even matter if it's not your district. He's got it. He's gonna go get it. Hey, that's a good thing. I do want to allow the audience a chance to ask questions to Scott, but we do got to try to keep him on track. And I feel like that's going to be the biggest challenge. I wish Mitch was here because he's had more interaction with him. But
Well, when Scott rambles, he goes and goes and goes.
yeah, and that's fine because he's an interesting motherfucker. But but we've got 2 hours. We've only got him for 2 hours. I think. I don't know if he knows it's 2 hours. All we did was give him a start time. So we'll have to ask him what time he needs to go. Josh is the Tony Hinchcliffe of the show. Rob is upset. He's supposed to be the funny man.
Yeah, how's Josh the Tony? Oh, because he's gonna get canceled. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I could see Josh saying Puerto Rico is trash. I could definitely.
It is
see
trash.
that.
Puerto Rico is trash.
Not only is Puerto Rico trash, but everybody on that island should be fucking nuked.
There you go. Suck it, Tony.
Speaking of nuke, we should nuke Japan again. Like we should have never let them get up when we had them down.
Add a URL with the /join to your descriptions, then promote that. Wait, what?
Where are you even seeing that?
I'm trying to understand what problem Joey's having because he can't buy memberships and
You can't get in here.
no, he's in here. Yeah, see, here we go. Barfel got that good hood internet. Yeah, no, he's definitely in here. I'm just trying to understand his message in here. Let me see. You guys, I saw you were pulling something up, Rob. You got something?
I was just looking for shit for Cash Patel because Cash Patel actually got confirmed that he's going to be the FBI guy. So I wanted to ask Scott about that tomorrow. But, breaking news, and we can talk about it here. That would give us something to talk about because I'm pretty fucking pumped about it. So just whatever you can see about him. And John Bolton's already losing his marbles saying, this is disgrace.
Yeah, I'm pulling up I'm trying to find like a video that why he has no reservations. Mike Lawler. I don't who the fuck is that? Trump announces he intends. Okay, this it's kind of long. I don't know. Bolton said something about it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff on X if you want to look on X, but I did say during the episode where we were talking about.
I love how they frame this. NBC: Trump nominates loyalist Kash Patel to serve as FBI director. Wow. That's all he is. He's just some loyalist.
That's why y'all are gonna get bought by Elon Musk, dumb bitches. Yeah. But yeah, when we were talking about the, I think last week's episode, I said if Kash Patel gets confirmed, then I'm okay with this whole fucking cabinet. So at this point, I am like fully satisfied.
He's got to get confirmed. That's the FBI director's got to get confirmed, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to hang on, guys. I want to. Actually, I could deal with this.
San Francisco 49ers are walking out with a big boom box to the Bills Stadium right now.
Why?
Yeah, why? They're gonna lose.
Thugging. They're just thugging.
They're just thugging. Thugging
yeah.
for an L.
Yes, sir.
What's a good cult color? Maybe purple.
Red, dude.
Red? Okay.
Red is a cult color. But we're not a cult.
It's not a cult. Hey, it's not a cult. Okay? Whatever you say, it's not a cult. We're going to get kicked out of Grand Rapids. By the time we get there, there's going to be so many inside jokes and bad references. All right, let me see. I'm going to play this clip. It's only 4 minutes, NBC.
Good Sunday morning. President-elect Trump proving once again he plans to shake up Washington in his second term, announcing plans to nominate Kash Patel as his next FBI director. Patel is a hardline critic of the Bureau who has called for shutting down the agency's Washington headquarters, firing its leaders, and bringing the nation's law enforcement agencies, quote, to heel.
You won't do it.
Do you believe that you can deliver the goods on this in a pretty short order the first couple of months so we can get rolling on prosecutions?
Yes, we got the bench for it, Bannon. One thing we learned in the Trump administration.
Is that Steve Bannon?
Yes. Have you never seen him before?
No, I was just trying to figure out why he looks like a fucking Tamu fucking Rush Limbaugh.
That's what he is.
Yeah, that's a good description. I like it. I'll allow
this
it.
in a pretty short order the first couple of months so we can get rolling on prosecutions.
Yes, we got the bench for it, Bannon. And one thing we learned in the Trump administration the first go round is we got to put in all America patriots top to bottom.
The move to pick Patel means that Trump's own hand-picked FBI director, Christopher Wray, would need to be fired or resign since his 10-year term doesn't end until 2027. Meanwhile, the president-elect is threatening harsh tariffs against America's top 3 trading partners, Mexico, Canada, and China. The tariffs may be an opening negotiating position as President-elect Trump looks for leverage to deal with issues of drugs and the border.
It's one of the most beautiful words in the whole world. It's going to make us wealthy again.
It's the most beautiful word in the entire dictionary of words is the word tariff. I love tariff.
This guy's retarded.
I can make anybody do anything.
Oh my God! He can make
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau wasted no time traveling to Mar-a-Lago for a dinner on Friday with the president-elect to discuss the matter of Mr. Trump's resort. It comes after Trudeau warned tariffs would hurt consumers in both countries.
Donald Trump, when he makes statements like that, he plans on carrying them out. He would be actually not just harming Canadians who work so well with the United States. He'd actually be raising prices for American citizens as well and hurting American industry and businesses.
Now, already, U.S. CEOs are warning if President-elect Trump does impose new tariffs, they will be passed on to consumers as higher prices. Best Buy CEO saying the vast majority of that tariff will probably be passed on to the consumer. Home Depot CEO warning there certainly will be an impact. And Walmart's finance chief saying tariffs are going to be inflationary. President Biden also weighing in.
I hope he rethinks it. I think it's a counterproductive thing to do. We're surrounded by the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and 2 allies, Mexico and Canada. And the last thing we need to do
he does know where the border is.
Oh, wow.
On Tuesday, President Biden announced a ceasefire deal in Lebanon between Israel and Hezbollah, the Iranian-backed militia the U.S. designates as a terror group. Mr. Biden saying he will renew his push for a ceasefire.
Notice how they're
and
calling
hostage
her
deal
Mr.
in
not
Gaza.
President Biden anymore.
Just as the Lebanese people deserve a future of security and prosperity, so do the people of Gaza. They too deserve an end to the fighting and displacement. And so now Hamas has a choice to make. Their only way out is to release the hostages, including American citizens, which they hold.
Yeah.
On Saturday, Hamas released a video.
Bro, we just went through like 5 different topics. The title was supposed to be about Patel. The fuck?
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. Anyway, boys. Yeah, fucking crazy. I'm excited for Patel. We'll see if he makes it. I mean, I don't know. You said Bolton was saying some shit about him. I'll try to find it unless you got a link. Patel, Bolton. What do you think, Josh? Are you excited for Patel? Are you going to say thank you, come again?
I'm just trying to figure out how we turned our entire Homeland Security division of the United States executive branch into a 7-Eleven. Why are we hiring fucking employee of the month from fucking Quickie Mart to run our country all of a sudden?
Well, he was pretty good. The interviews I saw. I mean, he seems fine.
Didn't we have this conversation during the first administration about why are we bringing these people from third world shithole countries in and letting them do things?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Have you been to India?
Patel's pretty qualified.
Yeah, and I bet it smells wild at his house.
Yeah.
His wife is cooking it up.
Wild up in the White House is what's going to happen. Donald Trump going to come in strong with the lack of deodorant.
Oof.
Kash Patel, this is from Wikipedia. Kash Patel is smelly. Why would they say that? It's weird. That'd be on his Wikipedia. Well, okay. It's,
does he smell like curry?
Is a smelly American attorney. Patel previously smelled as a U.S. national security official.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he was.
He previously smelled?
Yeah, he previously smelled as a senior Security Council official and advisor to Director of National Intelligence, who also said that he smelled, and a chief of staff to the acting United States Secretary of Defense during the first Trump presidency, where Trump said, "Man, he's good, but he sure smells." And I could go on. He's pretty qualified though, but definitely smelly.
Other than smelly.
Yeah, I mean, Kash seems like he's going to be good, and he's comparatively to what we could have as FBI director, it's a lot better. But I'm going to take him seriously when I actually see the Diddy and the Epstein list hit. Until it's kind of almost like a certain individual in GOA telling us that we're going to get unadulterated constitutional carry within a certain amount of time, and then it never actually happened. Same shit. I'm all for it. I'm optimistic. Please make me eat my words, but I doubt I will, and I'm going to feel bad for feeling good about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that same guy was upset that we put secession in our plank.
Yeah.
As a plank on our platform. He's like, you guys focus on the wrong things. I'm like, okay, I guess. I mean, we've already covered the guns. I think we've been pretty clear.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty clear subject with the LP. How do you feel about guns? Yes.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah, the answer is always yes.
All right, here's this other one. I want to play this.
Thank you. President Trump spending the weekend at Mar-a-Lago, and he has been busy. He's chosen loyalist Kash Patel to head the FBI.
Bro, that's what they keep going with. Loyalist. He's a loyalist. Fuck all his other credentials. Fuck
anything else. That's the second one to say.
Second
one to say it.
This is different. This is WUSA, whatever the fuck this is.
FBI, which has unleashed heavy debate. Maryland Representative Jamie Raskin weighed in on the nomination earlier this morning, noting that Trump's previous pick for FBI Director Christopher Wray isn't loyal enough to Trump, which is why he wants him gone.
But apparently he has demonstrated too much independence and objectivity in the job for Donald Trump, who wants much more of a personal loyalist.
If you remember, his first AG was Jeff Sessions. and Sessions wouldn't do what he wanted, and then Sessions stepped down, and then he got Christopher Wray after that. Wray, not Way, you dumb. Anyway,
in the position, and that's why he's gone to Kash Patel.
The president-elect also kicked off the weekend with a visit from Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Natalie Brand has that story from Washington.
President-elect Donald Trump's selection of Kash Patel as FBI director is drawing strong reaction from senators who will vote on whether to confirm him. Democrat Chris Murphy saying he's a no.
Kash Patel's only qualification is because he agrees with Donald Trump that the Department of Justice should serve to punish, lock up, and intimidate Donald Trump's political opponents. And so the cost to the American public is pretty simple.
But Republicans like Senator Ted Cruz are defending the choice.
He has a serious professional background. He was a prosecutor. He was a public defender. He was a senior intelligence staffer on Capitol Hill.
During Trump's first term, Patel helped to lead opposition over the DOJ's investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election. He's called for radical changes to the FBI.
He said he would
shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopening the next day as a museum of the deep state.
And wrote in his book, Government Gangsters, that the FBI has become so thoroughly compromised that it will remain a threat to the people unless drastic measures are taken. The current FBI director, Christopher Wray, who was also appointed by Trump, would have to resign or be fired since he has 3 years left on his term. As President-elect Trump spends his holiday weekend at Mar-a-Lago, he met with the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Friday.
It was a personal conversation.
The visit comes amid Trump's threat of imposing a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico unless they stop migrants and drugs from entering the U.S. border. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
He's like, y'all fix it.
Oh, shit.
You ain't important.
Wait, have you seen? I know this is all important and shit, and we're all about
we're good.
Millionaires. Have you seen the breaking news out of the White House?
What? There's more just now? Just now?
Today?
Just now. Apparently, Joe Biden has given a full and clear official pardon, unadulterated, to his son for all crimes between 2014 and this year.
What?
Our man Hunter's a free man. Fuck off. Free my nigga Hunter.
What? I figured that was coming, honestly, but
Here,
still, that's crazy that he actually did it. Hunter Biden, I'm looking it up, but yeah. You got a link?
hold on, I have plenty of links.
Oh my God, it's all over the place. This guy says he lied. Are you surprised? Yeah, there's a lot of clips. Here we go. Expected. It says expected. So did he do it officially? Because this was 27 minutes ago.
Statement from here. I'll read out the statement from Joe Biden if y'all like.
Is it on X?
It is on X. I'm sending you that right now. Let me know when you're ready. I can read it off. This is crazy.
Where are you sending it? Content? Yeah, I got it. Give me 1 second.
Yep. He is officially signed a pardon for Hunter Biden.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Today, I signed a pardon for my son, Hunter. From the day I took office, I said I would not interfere with the Justice Department's decision-making, and I kept my word even as I have watched my son being selectively and unfairly prosecuted. Without aggravating factors like use in a crime, multiple purchases, or buying a weapon as a straw purchaser, people are almost never brought to trial on felony charges solely for how they filled out a gun form.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, basically it's just like y'all just came after my son because I'm the president. Fuck you, I'm pardoning him. Suck my dick, I'm out.
Here, I got a news clip that breaks this down.
That President Biden is expected to pardon his son, Hunter Biden. The president's son was convicted on all 3 felony charges in June related to the purchase of a revolver in 2018 when prosecutors argued Hunter lied on a mandatory gun purchase form by saying he was not illegally using or addicted to drugs. According to NBC News, the president made the decision this weekend. Molly, Fast and Furious, what do you make of this new news?
Fast and Furious. Nice choice of words, bitch.
I just heard it. I have to process it. I don't have a take. I'm sorry.
Anyone, Michelle, Miriam, presidential power in action. President Biden pardoning his son.
I mean, look, I don't think that Democrats can uphold all of these norms single-handedly. Hunter Biden was prosecuted for a crime that kind of a normal person who had committed the same crime would almost certainly not be prosecuted for. And Joe Biden bent over backwards not to intervene in order to show, sort of how much of a respecter of norms he was, unlike Donald Trump.
Bro, she said no normal person would have been persecuted for this crime. So what you're saying is I can go to the gun store right now, lie on an application to get a gun, and no one's going to do anything about it if it comes out. They're admitting right now that this law is only on the books to be used as a weapon against enemies. Like if it's not going to be enforced, why is it a law? I don't fucking understand. We said it earlier, the position on guns is pretty clear. Yes. Like, should you be able to? Yes, you should be able. Yes, buy the gun. Yes, do like
all of it.
But why it's so crazy to me that she would say that. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone.
I mean, it's the machine trying to prop up the Democratic Party some more. Like, oh, look, Joe Biden, look at how righteous and how chivalrous he was to stay out of the way from this investigation with his own son. Would Donald Trump have done something like this? Probably not. It's another excuse to shit on Donald Trump.
He knew he could stay out of it because he knew he could just pardon him in the end.
I mean, I expected him to pardon his son, right? Like,
right.
It's his son. If it was you and it was your son and you were the president, you would pardon your family before you left.
I mean, especially for this. Like, for this, we even talked about when it happened. It was like, so many people have, smoke marijuana, which is technically federally still Schedule 1. And they even have their, medical marijuana license. And they have guns. They bought guns. It's like, if they wanted to crack down on normal people, just like she said, if they wanted to crack down on normal people, this sets a precedent for that. And I didn't like it at the time.
The precedent is set. The law exists. This is what I don't understand. Why pass the law if you're not going to enforce it unless it's a selective tool to use against your political enemies? She's saying this how does this not cross her mind when she says oh, no normal person would have been persecuted under this law. Why does she not immediately then think, why is this even a law?
Yeah.
If we're not going to enforce it.
Because
I agree with you, but what I'm trying to say is it's not being enforced already. It's already not being enforced. Yeah, it's a bad law. It's a bad law, but I'd be afraid that in light of this highly televised, publicized case, that departments around the country would ramp up enforcing this law.
Like, oh, you thought you could get away with it because you saw it on TV? We got you, bitch.
And Rob makes an excellent point.
Yeah.
It's not to prosecute somebody like Hunter Biden. They don't give a fuck about it. It's somebody like me, like you, like Rob up here who, wants to do all these things. But we don't have a dad who's the president, who doesn't have somebody, I don't know what, doesn't have somebody who could just shut the mic off for you when you sneeze. Like, Rob doesn't have that in his life.
Yeah, this is something you would need a lawyer for. Tim Pool's take on it, that this question in itself is a Fifth Amendment violation, admitting to a crime yourself, or what is it? Self-incrimination. That's the words I'm looking for. Yeah, it probably is, but you have to have a lawyer argue it. I mean, I don't know. And until the Supreme Court or somebody steps in and says this law is invalid, it's the law.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's if somebody needs to use it against me, like, let's be real here. If a lot of us who are libertarians own firearms, a lot of us who are libertarians also do drugs of some sort.
Yeah.
I'm not saying A and B correlate. I'm just saying sometimes they do cross paths in the Venn diagram.
True.
There.
They do.
So what?
And when they cross paths, it's a really fun day.
Exactly.
It's a real fun day.
Or a real bad day, depending on what kind of day you're having.
I was gonna say,
That's
yeah,
true.
we had a party at one of my at my property, and yeah, the cops showed up, and it wasn't great. And anyway, I know we're on a secret stream right now, but that's even too much for this. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for Kash Patel to be there. It is crazy. It's not crazy at the same time. I don't know. That first lady though, that was the other part, that this fucking bitch, whatever her name is, where she's like, I haven't been told what to say yet, so I'm not going to say it.
That's exactly how
Smartest twat. Smart bitch. She's
Yeah.
like, I haven't been given my talking points, so I'm going to shut the fuck up.
This is for
Yeah.
next paycheck. Yeah. I did send you one more on Cash.
I got it.
Whenever you got a chance.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, no, she was like, I don't know what to say about this. I don't know how to feel. Yes, you do. Just stop being a fucking bitch and just say what you want to say. I don't know.
I would have thrown her into the pit of fire with the rest of the infidel women.
Sir Rob, Mr. LNC man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we finally get the LNC FBI files declassified?
Look at you, dude. Look at you. Hold on. Okay, so Kash Patel. Hey, Deep State, I've got 2 words for you. Watch out. Kash Patel's coming for you. I'll play this clip, and then we'll do Angela's thing. I don't want to give it away because I feel like he's going to say it in this clip. Yeah, okay, I'm right.
Anyway, the other thing that I put in the book that I recommended the boss to do hits on this. We need a 24/7 declassification office.
Yes.
Rolling papers out 24/7.
Rolling papers out, boys.
Like JFK, and not just 9/11. You're talking to the guy that's read the whole 9/11 report and those 7 pages that people talk about. But I believe, as like the guy who is an intel guy who believes wholeheartedly in the classified system of information, I believe that it has been over-abused by these corrupt officials in government to hide the truth and enact more corrupt activities. So what I told the boss was like, I don't care what you call it, truth and reconciliation, whatever, come up with a better name. But every agency and department literally submits all of their documentation. And I believe you could get half out. Half. I still think the other half needs to remain classified. I'll always argue that it does serve a purpose. But like you're seeing in these documents in the Jack Smith case, they're just redacting stuff that they lied about, that they broke the law.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's used to protect themselves.
And it's a public document in a federal court, which is a document for the people of the United States. And we can have you run that office. You can come in and just be like, hey,
You're going to have Phil run it?
On all the Saudi documents.
I'll gladly do that. I'd be so happy.
Yeah,
so
Luke will be the press secretary for the Libertarian Party.
The declassifying
the
documenter.
Viceroy of declassification.
Yes.
Absolutely. I like that.
Yes.
I'm in. You got where do I sign up?
Yeah. But I think that's how you earn the respect. Like you said, Donald Trump started talking about these things. Then we started putting these documents out there. And remember when I ran Russiagate, right? They came after me and said, if you put out the Nunes memo and you put this out that you wrote, our enemies and our allies are going to get murdered. No one died.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that was the clip. In response to that, this guy said, Deep State got 2 words for you. Watch out, Kash Patel's coming. Angela McArdle, we are going to get the LP National FBI files declassified. We are going to find out if Nick Sarwark is a Fed.
The biggest joke's going to come. The people who are feds are not going to be people we expected.
Oh, I'm sure. Josh is going to be one of them. No.
You got me. You got me. I'm going to be the biggest fed of them all.
Rolling papers out for Cash 420. Yep, Cash 420. That's right. Cash is the libertarian you guys you're asking for. I think Vivek. You asked. I think it was you that asked before Vivek or Cash. Yeah, it was you, Vivek or Cash. It's definitely Vivek for me.
I thought you were talking about which one smelled more. That's weird.
That was during that conversation, so probably. But yeah. But, hey, more disclosure. Yeah, I mean, he was saying something in there about some things need to remain classified. Half of it I would keep classified, and the other half we can let go. Whatever. 50% is better. There's going to be some autistic motherfuckers that read that or hear that and say, well, you should declassify it all, and therefore you're a bad guy. Look, 50% is better than none, and I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds? I didn't even
Who
read
put
it.
that up there?
Yeah, not me. Actually, I don't know. I think looking back on it now, because he did a lot of support for RFK, right?
Yeah.
He's a sly motherfucker, dude. Look who's in the fucking cabinet now.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? He's a sly motherfucker. Roos knows what's up.
Oh, I mean, I was working with Hector all through that. Like,
I know.
he's slicker than a motherfucker on that one. Like, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying here, y'all. Everybody who thinks Hector is a Fed is very either. I've said this a million times. People when they say this to me, either Hector is the best Fed ever, or he is the worst Fed ever. It's one of the two. Either he's the best Fed ever and
Yeah.
that he's very effective in making Liberty shit happen for a Fed, or he is the worst Fed ever and everybody's picked him out, so he's just chosen to be a dickhead at this point because he's like, fuck it, I'm compromised.
Yeah, even if he's not a Fed, I do feel like he has that attitude now. Like where he's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want to do and fuck y'all. And a part of me respects that, even if I disagree with Hector from time to time. And again, like I said, like look who's in the fucking cabinet now. RFK, that was Hector's guy. He went on the national stage. I remember during the live stream, I was like, that's Hector. That's our guy. And there he goes.
He got booed. He got booed bad.
Like a motherfucker, but he was right.
Yeah, he was. And ultimately, like, I'm not. There was a reason I didn't get up on that stage with Hector, but like, I've
You were
said
running a
this to
campaign. You got to be careful of him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, number one. Number two, I was also still very supportive of Mike.
Yep.
Number three, like, all
So I
I'm
mean,
gonna
you're
say,
running a campaign, whether
Yeah.
it's yours or Mike's. Like you, yeah.
at the end of the day, I've said this to a couple very close to the chess people. And Rob, you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about here a little bit because we've had these discussions in an abstract sense, but there was a lot bigger chance that RFK ended up as the LP candidate than a lot of people realize. And that if a few bricks would have fallen some different ways in this Tetris game, most of these, it would have been Chase versus RFK as the final two. I'll say that. And that's probably in retrospect, if everybody would have now has their dick out of their fucking ear, that probably would have been the best move for all involved, but none of us were smart enough to make it at the time.
No.
A question that I have for you guys. Do you think that if, like, let's say it went differently, let's say that Rechtenwald won the nomination, do you think he would have dropped out and endorsed Donald Trump?
Yeah, 100%. 100%, no doubt.
I'm kind of with you, Josh. But Rob, what do you think? You're more involved in the internal discussions. Do you think that's a real possibility?
Yeah, because I think Angela was gonna keep doing what she was doing and try to build that bridge.
And if he did that, do you think we'd have an actual libertarian in the cabinet?
Well, let me rephrase that question because I've been curious to ask people this who are super pro Rechtenwald is if we had Rechtenwald believing like we all do that he would have bent the knee as people said and kissed the ring, would Rechtenwald have gotten a spot in the cabinet, and if so, what would his spot have been?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I agree with that one.
Yeah, no, Rechtenwald, what's his specialty, right? Because Trump's not going to, like Kash Patel, right? He's what is perceived as an outsider, no qualifications or whatever, but his specialty is intelligence and whatever. So FBI makes sense for him, right? So what makes sense for, and looking at RFK, human health and human services, make America healthy again. That's his thing. That makes sense. What makes sense for Kash Patel? Economic advisor, I would say. Makes sense, or not for Rechtenwald. What makes sense for Rechtenwald? Economic advisor. I think that makes sense. Does he pick Rechtenwald over whoever the fuck he picked? I was going to say Larry Fink, but that's not his name. He picked somebody. I can't remember his name now. But anyway, does he pick Rechtenwald over whoever else? Probably not. Like,
I wouldn't even say Rechtenwald was good with economics. Like his PhD, if people forget, his PhD is not in economics. He's not an economics guy.
I thought it was.
It's in English. It's in English. It's in literature. It's English literature.
Oh, damn.
He's got a gay fucking fag fucking
Yes.
PhD.
Agreed.
Like at least, like when people like Termat's a Fed, but at least his PhD's in economics. Like he brought a novel fucking concept to the discussion in economics to earn a doctorate in economics.
Yeah.
Like Michael Rectenwald brought novel thought to the subject of English literature.
No, he's a Noam Chomsky of the right. That's what
He's
he
the
is.
Noam Chomsky of the right.
Yeah.
So
He had
you
a
guys,
really great dissertation on the Canterbury Tales. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
well, he does have an understanding of Austrian economics, and he has read into it.
So do I.
And he understands.
So do I.
Right. But
So-
you guys are sitting here grandstanding saying you need
No,
a
I'm not.
degree. You need
I'm not
a
saying
degree.
I'm not. It's not that.
No one
It's
needs
just
a
like
degree.
no. It's not that. It's like the question was, what position does Trump put him in? And it's not going to be economic advisor.
No, that's
It's
what
just
I'm
not
saying
going to
here.
be.
Because he doesn't have any prior.
There's no
qualifications.
English major. Hey, drink if you're not a Fed. Okay.
All right.
My drink is all gone. I'm drinking nothing.
That goes
right
for
now.
chat too. I just want to say, anytime somebody tells everyone else to drink, that's for you too, chat. You got to keep up with us.
Yeah.
I know we're professionals and we do this for money, but keep up.
So, I mean, I'm talking shit on Rectenwald a little bit, but if we're going to be serious here and actually, let's say he bent the knee, kissed the ring, and Trump humored him, and he was like, I'm actually going to give you a cabinet spot, I would absolutely put him in the Department of Education.
There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one. He's got the academic credentials. That's good.
Better than Linda McMahon.
He's an academia guy. Like, that's his strong point. He's dealt with the school system, academia.
Yep.
He understands
He was canceled.
He understands the failures of the school system. He's been canceled himself. He understands how cancel culture is a toxic environment in today's modern American school system. Like, why wouldn't I put Dr. Rectenwald in charge of the school system? Like, yeah, he's absolutely better than Linda McMahon, in my opinion, for education. Like,
but would Donald Trump choose him over Linda McMahon? I don't think so.
Oh, fuck no. No, absolutely not.
I don't think Trump. Good.
No, Linda McMahon's part of the Republican. Like, she's that bridge between being establishment and not.
I think Trump, if he talked to Rectenwald, he probably would have been like, "This guy's weird. Like, I don't know."
Yeah.
I think he would have, because Trump has a good personal relations with people. I feel like he would have felt that one out. I don't know.
When the first question everybody asks you during your interviews when you're running for president is, how are you going to convince people that you're charismatic enough to lead this? Like, that's not a good starting point. Okay.
No.
When he came on our show, that was the whole thing. And then you mentioned it earlier, but just to say about Mike, like, people give Mike shit that he's a Fed or whatever. I genuinely do like Mike, and I think he's a good guy. I think he's wrong place, wrong time. I think he backed the wrong horse, but it's all in the past now. I forgive. Yep.
Onward and forward to 2028, boys.
Yeah.
2028.
We'll see if he runs as a Republican. That's the thinking right now. We'll see what happens.
Maybe he runs as a Republican. Hey, maybe we can do a joint fundraiser with him.
Yeah. Would the LP be open to doing a joint fundraiser with Mike Termott, Republican for Senate?
I'm a big fan of joint fundraising committees now. But they got to be able to bring in money. That's the only reason you do it. You got to bring in money. So if Mike can bring in money, he brings in money.
Listen, I am 1,000% with you. Mike Termott needs to run for sheriff, but I think his appetite is bigger than that. I think he wants to do something bigger.
But
he could win sheriff. He could do it. I think he could.
I think he could win sheriff. I think a lot of people could win sheriff if they actually put in the effort. Mm-hmm. I still think Mike is just anything federal is just stupid.
Well, sheriff is unique because you have to have a law enforcement background. You can't just run you can't run for sheriff in Florida. You just can't. You have to have a law enforcement.
Mike doesn't live in Florida.
You don't live in Florida. My point is, I only know Florida, so that's all I'm saying. But most jurisdictions,
a lot of them do not.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then fucking run. But Mike is in a unique position because he has the qualification to run for it, and a lot of libertarians don't.
Well, that's their libertarians' problem because they're all scared of being cops. So that's
I did apply, and I was denied.
I didn't. But what I'm saying is that Mike is like, he's just a little too well put together, and if he does stay libertarian, I'm much more inclined to donate to Mike Termott for governor of Virginia over Mike Termott Senate, U.S. Senate, for U.S. Senate. Like, Mike's got great personality, great charisma. He can rebound off of, fumbling the ball a little bit on stage. You see him do it live and, come up okay.
His answer to the Aleppo question was perfect. I think he did a really good job. Yeah.
I think.
What's Aleppo?
Exactly.
I still think he's wasting his time at the federal level.
Yes.
I think that he should be doing it at the state level. I think he's got enough of a personality and he presents the best image possible that something like governor is more realistic. Could he run for sheriff? Absolutely. Could he win? Probably. Would it mean much of anything? No. It would get memory hold, or it'd be like, like what happens every couple years where you get this random story that pops up in your news feed of like a dog who won, mayor in some town in Minnesota. Like, oh, that's so funny. We could elect a dog. And then you forget about it. Like, that would happen. Libertarian gets elected for sheriff. Mike gets elected and we forget about it because nobody's going to give a fuck. It's such a small patch of grass in such a big fucking country. Everybody's going to be like, oh, okay, that's cool. And like, we'll point it out once in a while, but it's like when Marshall Burt won. It's like when his face in fucking California won. It's like when Martha Bueno won. They all won as libertarians running as LP candidates. But who gives a fuck? It was nobody gave a shit. They didn't accomplish anything. So like, Mike could win sheriff, but who gives a fuck? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to lose somewhere where you're actually going to like, people are going to give a fuck about it. Like, I don't give a fuck about like, okay, cool. You won like school board. Like, yeah, that's cool. Like actually, but like sheriff, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
You say who gives a fuck, but I think it does start.
We give a fuck, but like.
Yeah, well, it starts smaller. Like, running for governor would be good, and I think he could move the needle. The other thing about Mike, though, and I'm sure he knows this too, but hopefully he knows this, he's got to evolve a little bit because I do feel like the political landscape is changing, and the polished politician, which has been my biggest criticism of Mike the whole time, is that he's too polished, he's too refined, he comes off as fake. Even like when you meet Mike in person, he's a chill guy. Like, he's cool. You can hang out with him. You can talk, have a good conversation. He's right on a lot of issues, on pretty much every issue. Like, there's a lot of good things to like about Mike. But then, like, when he gets on stage, it seems very rehearsed and fake.
Yeah.
And like, he's got to evolve past that. But I also think, like, I know what you're saying, right? You want to have impact. You want to be in a place that matters. You don't want to be like sheriff and no one gives a fuck. And then 2 years later you get voted out and it's fucking over. And like, what was it all for anyway? I get that. But you got to have the small wins to get the bigger wins. And I think like winning, like Mike's an older guy. He's older than us, but he's not that old. He could run for sheriff. He could win sheriff. And then he could run for, state house or state senate, and then he could run for governor. Like, it could be like that progression, and he could nail it, and he could do good.
I mean, yeah, but I would rather see other people who need that experience and that run through to be running those positions. Like, that's the thing. Like, we all like this is the biggest critique I have of people.
He's not going to win as a libertarian for governor. It's just not going to happen.
No, you're not letting.
Yeah, go ahead. I just wanted to get it out. I had to get it out.
Yeah. But he's going to represent us better than somebody like me right now getting up there and running for governor. Or somebody like a Joe Hanoush, or like a fucking, who else could we go with? There's a million people out there in the LP who they fucking suck as candidates. At least like when I look at Mike, he looks like a politician. He looks the part.
That's not a compliment.
to me, it is like when I look at you, like if I looked at you, Tim, and somebody was like, "Hey, Tim drives trucks for a living," I go, "Okay, I can
That's
see
cool.
Tim driving a truck." Like, "Hey, Rob's a lawyer." Hey, that's cool. I could see Rob being a lawyer.
Not like
Hey,
that. Yeah.
Josh does car rentals. Wait, Josh does car rentals? I can't. I don't.
No, we see it. We see it. It's okay.
Maybe you did. Okay, maybe. But that's what I'm saying. Like if you
Yeah.
when you look the part, people go, okay, I find you believable. That's half the thing. Most of our candidates are not fucking believable. If
They
you
don't
got
fit.
elected, I would be petrified. How the fuck did you end up in office? What retards elected you? Like, God, like,
yeah. No, we had a Senate candidate running a karaoke campaign here in Florida. The idea was to go around.
What? Who's that? I don't know the reference. Who's that?
I'm not gonna say. Well, no, we're here in the member only. It was Fina.
Yeah.
It was Fina.
Wait, that's all she did was karaoke?
No, that's not all she did. But like
okay.
her idea when she was coming up to me, she was explaining to me like, if there's an open microphone in a crowd, I'm taking it and talking about running as a libertarian for a senator.
I see what you mean. Not
and
necessarily
I was like,
singing. Just
I was like, that's not how you run a campaign. Like, I get what you're doing, but you're also gonna make like if I was just enjoying a night of karaoke or a night of open mic comedy, and someone came up there and was like,
started getting political.
I'd be like, get the fuck out of our bar, dude. I don't, you know.
I'm with you.
It'd be kind of like that for me. And she was saying that's what I want to do, and I was like, well, okay, I don't.
Good luck.
I'm working, good luck. Yeah, I'm working.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. You got to give people room to try things, and sure, go for it.
Yeah, but like when I see somebody like Joe Hanushi, like never looks like he's seen a barber, never can't put on a suit to save his life.
Yeah,
like that's what I'm saying here. Like, oh, we want everybody to run local. I don't want anybody to run if you don't look like somebody who can actually fucking win and actually be in the position. If you don't look believable, I don't want you running. I don't care how important the position is. I don't care if you can win. Fuck you. Stay the fuck away. I don't want you embarrassed. Like, this party's already fucking depressing and embarrassing. Don't make it more depressing and embarrassing by winning and looking like a retard while doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you did I ever tell you guys about my meeting with Lucas Overby? Do you know who that is? It's before your time, Rob? Josh, I don't know if you lived in Florida at that time. So back, you guys, of course, you know Adrian Wiley, right? Okay. Yeah. So Adrian Wiley ran for governor of Florida. And while he ran, there was another guy who ran for Senate, and his name was Lucas Overby. And that was when I first got introduced to Ron Paul and the Libertarian Party and everything. I saw Adrian Wiley go on Alex Jones. This is how I got introduced to the Libertarian Party and libertarianism. I saw Adrian Wiley go on Alex Jones and talk about his interaction with the DMV and not getting a license. That was his big publicity stunt. It was he wanted to refuse to renew his driver's license. In saying he was basically doing the sovereign citizen argument. They're like, we don't need a license to drive. We can do whatever. We're free people, blah, blah, blah. That was his press conference. He went on Alex Jones to promote it. I went in and looked at him, found out he was running for governor in Florida. And then his other big campaign pitch was no property taxes. He was going to run for governor and eliminate property taxes in the state of Florida. Huge. I was like, that's fucking great. That's awesome. Biggest libertarian candidate that's ever run. If you're in Florida and involved in the Libertarian Party, you've heard the name Adrian Wiley. At the same time, Lucas Overby was running. I went to go meet with him, and I was so broke, I couldn't even afford a drink at the bar. That's how broke I was. But I went there, and I showed up because I knew he was going to be there. This was the old LP Hillsborough. Like, you guys remember, LP Hillsborough never existed for like a couple years while we were involved. And this was a long time ago. Anyway, I meet this guy, and I get to talk to him one-on-one, and we were talking. And at the time, my hair was 3 feet long. And so I'm talking to him, and I'm like, hey, and I was interested in running for city council at Tampa City Council. That was going to be that was what I was targeting. And I was like, this could be cool. Like, I want to do this. This is what I'm getting super excited about that. And I sat down with him, and I was like, so you got any advice for me? What do you think? And he told me two things that I'll never forget. The first thing he told me was, if you expect any help from the Libertarian Party, you're barking up the wrong tree. These people are not going to help you. They're going to criticize you all along the way. And you'd be lucky if you can get 3 people to show up to any of your events. So don't rely on the Libertarian Party at all. If you want to run, you have to do it because you want to do it, and you got to be invested in it. You got to actually do it. No one's going to help you. Basically, that was what he said. Then the second thing he told me that I'll never forget is he said, what do you like? I can't remember how he phrased it, but it was basically, how attached are you to your hair? And I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you got long hair. He's like, I understand. I was in a metal band. I get it. And at the time I was promoting metal band shows. Like, so I fit in with the whole scene. So he's like, how attached are you to your hair? And I was like, well, I mean, it's just hair, but also, it kind of gets me a wing in with a lot of the crowd that I deal with for work. So this is good. And he's like, well, no one's going to take you seriously. You have to groom up. You got to cut your hair. You got to put a suit on. You got to be able to talk to people in a language they understand, but also be professional about it. Like, if you want to be taken seriously, you need to do this. He's like, I understand. I used to be the same way. I used to have long hair, but I got the crew cut. I got the whole thing because this is the only way people would listen to me. And he was right. And now I see a lot of libertarians now, this is like probably 10 years now, 10 years later. Like, when did Adrian Wiley run? This is a long time ago.
2014, I think.
Yeah. So like 10 years ago. And like, this guy was there and he was telling people all of this, and they never, I don't like, and he was like, I understand. He's like, people are going to tell you that you're a sellout and that you're, compromising or whatever to get elected. But you have to understand, like, most people are not us, and they don't they're not going to look at it the same way. They're going to look at somebody who looks like a politician. They want somebody who says the right things, but looks the part as well, to what Josh was saying before about Mike. You want somebody that looks the part. And yeah, I don't remember where we started with this, but that's my Lucas Overby story. Great guy. 2 very important lessons that libertarians need to learn.
Yeah.
This is just dead silence. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, it's like,
it's you.
Joe does need to like clean up his looks if he wants to run, or anyone really. If you're
going to be a candidate, you got to be serious. Yeah.
Like, it was like, remember the first time everybody saw me in a suit at the LPF convention back in 2021? Everybody was just like, holy shit, you clean up really well. I'm like, yeah. Y'all surprised I own like a tailored suit? Like, what the fuck?
I'm so happy to not be involved so that I don't have to wear a suit anymore. I probably will wear like a dress shirt or something, but yeah.
I love the suit.
Yeah. I do like
time. It's always a great time.
We used to do a thing in my high school. There was a group of us that used to do it. We used to call it Terrorism Tuesday. And we'd show up on Tuesday in suits and tuxedos. And like, teachers would ask us, they'd be like, what are you doing? Like, it's Terrorism Tuesday. What? And this is 2006, 7, 8. And they were like, we were like, yeah, you never know who a terrorist could be. It could be us. It could be a guy in a suit. You never know. And that was our little joke. But yeah, but I loved Tuesdays because I used to wear a suit every Tuesday. It was so great. I loved my suit. You saw me in a suit one time. You've probably seen me in a suit multiple times. Every day at the Libertarian Convention, I have a suit prepared. Yeah. Yep.
Got to. I mean, it's for candidates getting help too. It's like that's the state party. That's something that we got to do a better job, is just building up these smaller affiliates and helping people grow to bigger affiliates, because you're not going to have any support on the grassroots.
What do you even want from the state party, though? They can't force people to volunteer for you.
No, it does take work. Like region reps need to get a load of those, get a hold of the registered voters for the LP in your area. Mm-hmm. Give them a call. You have to recruit people, and then that is the job of a region rep. So we all need to do a better job of that. I did it for Region 1 whenever I was Region 1 rep. Got a couple people to call, got a couple people say they do the Okaloosa County, and they ended up doing it and starting that affiliate. But you got to keep going, and then the people who you hand it off to, they have to do it. and they have to be in touch with us at the state level. So I don't know. It sucks that we're 50 years into this, and like the affiliates are pretty dead, for the most part. That's what is disheartening to me about it, because the local level, it should be more of like a social thriving club, and then they go and do political action, right? They meet, they hang out outside of the meetings, that sort of thing. But we just don't have that, at least in my area. We don't have that. So
you got to inspire people.
Yeah.
Because like Joey said here, trying to get people to affiliate is a bitch. We have people that Pat and I have tried to get to work together or even meet each other, and they just won't. Like, it's a consistent problem. You get a couple people that are really invested, and everyone else doesn't give a shit. Sorry, Josh. Go ahead.
The solution's really simple, and it's the one that everybody.
Damn, he was going to give us a solution.
Yeah, we had the answer, and then the FBI took us down. Flip it back. Oh, damn it. Yeah, we had the answer. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So, like, it's the one everybody hates, but, it takes me back to the history of Broward County, and, like, 2016, 17, like, Broward County was 3 people who basically started off because, the party was dead out there. And what grew us out so large was that we had just a ton of social events. They had nothing to do with LP shit. They weren't meetings. There was no Ron or bullshit. It was, hey, come out, come drink with us for an hour, come have dinner with us, come do this, come do that. We're going to go shooting. We're going to go axe throwing. We're going to have a beach walk. And we kept doing these things. And by proxy of doing these, we met people out at the places that we were doing the events at. We had people who were curious, hey, what's going on over here? We were able to bring people in, and we grew from 3 bare buck members to make an affiliate to about, I think our EC
like
capped
30.
out. Yeah, like almost 30 members. Like we used to come to the LPF convention, and the Broward delegation was easy 1/3 of the entire LPF delegation.
Needed multiple tables. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And those were the fun tables, by the way, just saying.
Because that's the thing. Like, you have to have people invested socially. Like, hey, why do I give a fuck? And then, it's why I say maybe the LP as a national party and as a state party and as a local party should look into, like, LP clubs, like how you have like the GOP club of like Okaloosa County or like Polk County, or you got the Democrat club in Broward and Orange. Like, you need to have like the Libertarian club of whatever counties, and that's just kind of like the social entity that has no real political affiliation. You still have chair, vice chair. It gives everybody those feel good roles to have, so they feel like they're part of something. And like the best of the best, what?
Were these shooting events at Parkland High? Yes. Anyway, just have a drink. That was good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, some of them might have been, but digressing.
Yeah. No, he's right. Like, a lot of people were criticizing the LP as being like a social club. And I think like the MC came in with a lot of those criticisms as well, as like, it's just a big social club. And their point was like, you guys aren't really doing anything. You're just hanging out and keeping your little clique together. But, there is a valuable side to that. Like, all of the gun parties and stuff that we had at my property and all the different events that we tried to do, like, that's how you keep people coming out, because nobody wants to sit there. Not anybody, even a libertarian, wants to sit. You go to any convention, the worst parts are credentialing and going over bylaw changes. Those are the worst parts. Everybody in the room wants to get to the election and get the fuck out of there and go hang out at the after party every fucking time. But we have to do it. So we sit there and we debate over the minutia, and it's whatever. It's crap. If affiliates want to grow, that's what they got to do. You got to have the social aspect first. We all got to be friends first.
Yeah.
We can't debate heated subjects, because if we come in and all we do is talk about the news of the day and what side of it we're on, we're going to hate each other by the end of the show, and we're not going to come back. But if we're friends, then I can say, Josh, you're fucking wrong. Mike is a terrible candidate. He's a piece of shit. He sucks. And Josh can say, no, you're wrong, and whatever. We can go back and forth, and we can have our fight.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, we'll be like, what are you doing later? You want to play some Apex? Let's go.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah. You got to have that. I don't know. It's a part.
What do you think? Yeah. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, no, I think you do have to have it, but you know, the party itself, like the state level and the national level, like all that needs to be more businessy. That needs to be less social club. Like you are getting money from people donating to you to do work, so you need to do work. You know, for a lot of the people on those higher levels. For the local levels, what is work? Yeah. You know,
that wasn't like a flippant question. Like you're saying people are giving you money to do work. So do what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
what do you expect the state party to do? My only expectation is that you not be embarrassing. When people think of the word libertarian, I want them to think positive things.
Yeah, no, that is true. No, but like if we're paying like a fundraising director, you know, make money.
They got to put numbers up. Yeah.
Yeah. Put money up.
And I don't disagree with you, Rob. Like I think that, like, personally speaking, conventions should have a dress code. Fuck you, national state convention. Put on a fucking suit and tie. God damn it.
Dress shirt, business casual.
Business casual. Fucking put on slacks and a polo at least, you fucking slobs. I don't want to see you coming in with basketball shorts. I don't want to see Star Child with his dick out.
That's right.
I don't want to see this shit. I don't want to see this shit. I don't want to see people in fucking basketball shorts and hoodies. Exactly like Rob said, Fetterman up. Show up, look presentable, have a fucking suit or a polo or some slack. Like, look presentable. Look like you actually are a professional. Like, goddamn.
Yeah,
like,
they don't.
Throw them the fuck out.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. The libertines are the bane of the Libertarian Party. They just fucking ruin everything. They're the worst.
But no, you're right. On the local level, before we get off, you do have to have fun. Otherwise, no one's gonna show up.
Yeah.
The events that get the most people to come to are like that we've done is like the pub crawl. I went to this wrestling event at Panama City.
Wrestling's cool. You guys should keep doing that.
That was fun.
Hell yeah.
That wrestling libertarian pipeline is full of autism, and it needs to be laid. It needs to be laid and paved. But fun shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, more fun.
I don't know, dude.
That's why we're here. You know, you guys that are members, you already know this, unless you were gifted memberships and you're not real members. But you guys already know this. We're fun first, okay? We have fun first. Tomorrow we're gonna be a little more serious with Scott Horton on, just because we want to get him a chance to make his points. But Scott can loosen up too. Scott's had a good time.
I'm curious to see how that Scott Horton episode is gonna go.
What do you mean you're gonna be there? You have control.
I
Yeah, why not?
I have unlimited power. I get the Force Lightning on.
I didn't say unlimited power. I said you have control
over myself.
Well, okay, what do you want to ask Scott? Well, how do you want it to go? In your mind, what is the best outcome of the Scott Horton episode?
I mean, has anybody gotten a copy of his new book?
It's fucking 1,200 pages.
So probably the question I would have for Scott, as a serious question, is that why not break it down into 2 different volumes? Split it up, split up the work.
You're gonna critique his writing style?
I'm just asking a question.
Yeah.
Like, I'm allowed to ask questions.
I wouldn't ask him that. I wouldn't ask him that.
I'm not asking him that. No.
It's so big.
That's an after show question. Hey, if we do a members only after show with Scott Horton, yeah, definitely ask him that. because I think like for me, I'll just answer it for me, and then you come back or whatever. But my best outcome for this is that Scott Horton breaks down the situation perfectly. He comes in and he lays out how we got here, where we are right now, what the prospects for nuclear war actually are, whether or not he thinks Donald Trump is actually going to be able to stop it from happening, and what we can do as individuals to stop the alien invasion. Like, how can we do this? That's my ideal outcome. It's gonna be tough.
Maybe for the not private show, maybe just what is realistically the worst case scenario we have leading into January, and then what is the best case scenario coming out of January with the inauguration. Like, okay, well, what's really the worst thing that can happen? Which obviously, I'm sure he's going to be like, well, fucking nuclear
war,
which I expect, but
yeah.
I want to hear, it's just, I'm sure, Scott will say it in a way more smart and articulate way than just fuck it, nuclear holocaust.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit more nuance in how it ends up happening and why, how this could be really bad, and maybe how it doesn't actually could happen all like that. And then, hey, what we get to Inauguration Day, Trump's in office, he says he wants to do it. What realistically is the best case scenario for us here? Is it just we're just going to posture bigger, or is it there's actually something coming down the pike?
Yeah.
I do want to ask him about Kash Patel. I want to update on China and the Uyghur situation, because I know he was whenever he was at the first convention.
Uyghurs.
Yeah, whenever he was at the first convention that we took over in Florida, I was asking him about it, and he was like, "What about the Uyghurs? They fucking they're in prison camps, whatever." But he was saying there's no evidence of them being in these re-education camps and shit like that. So I want to see what his update is on that and what he thinks.
We can ask him about that. I just want to say, when I sent the email, you probably saw it, but it was specifically he's promoting his book right now. That's what he's doing the media tour for. And the book is about Russia versus Ukraine.
So maybe stick to Russia.
I mean, I'm fine with asking the questions about China and stuff, but maybe we just leave it towards the end. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. Ask him why he hasn't written a book called Horton Here's a Who. Yeah. Well, we could do that.
Horton gives a who.
Yeah. Horton gives a who about Ukraine.
I'm actually now that he's hit, he hit Afghanistan and, the whole war on terrorism.
Yeah.
What is he going to do now after Ukraine and Russia? I'm kind of curious.
China.
Harvesting their organs. Well, I mean, he's pretty good about staying relevant, right? Whatever the new war is. So if the war in Ukraine and Russia ends, what's next? Maybe that's a good question to end that section on. Is what let's say Trump comes in and ends the war between Ukraine and Russia. Where's the next war?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always going to be another one. But yeah, we got him on. We need to get a good. I prepped his booker. I told him that we're gonna play music and that we're going to have a cold open and we're gonna do drinking. Mm-hmm. I know Scott smokes. Do you know if he drinks?
I think he just smokes a lot.
Yeah,
he definitely smokes.
I know he smokes a lot, but I just don't know if he drinks.
He smoked a lot, dude.
He does. He smokes a lot.
Mises Caucus Bash that same year, after everyone after Dave got wrapped up, I think Heist got wrapped up giving a speech. Scott was like, "Hey, does anyone have any papers?"
He's a professional. He's not going to pull a Rectenwald. He's not going to gummigate himself before the interview. He'll come in sober, and then maybe in the after show we'll chill.
Which I will say, Jeff Douglas, God, man, that man has to get absolutely higher than giraffe pussy. It's insane because he was just walking around like normal, and I saw 2 or 3 other people just fucking out of their minds high. So that man just operates in Willy Wonka land while we're all going to real real fucking life.
I really want to try whatever gummies these were. Like, I'm very
Yeah.
interested in how sauced it got everybody. I want that for myself.
Yeah.
You need it.
Lord, I've seen what you've done for other people. And I want it for myself.
Yeah.
Gummies don't ever do shit for me. I want to be that. I want to be giraffe pussy high.
Oh my God. Denies. Wait, what? Wait a second. Hold on.
This morning, senators on both sides of the aisle are suggesting at least 2 of President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet nominees face an uphill battle to get confirmed. Those 2 are Tulsi Gabbard, Trump's pick for Director of National Intelligence, and Pete Hegseth, his nominee for Defense Secretary. Both are likely to face tough questions during confirmation hearings. Critics of the former Congresswoman say she's compromised, citing a trip Gabbard took to Syria in 2017.
Oh my God.
When Russian-controlled media called her a Russian asset. So I do think that we have a real deep concern whether or not she's a compromised person.
Meanwhile, Hegseth has come under scrutiny after a police report revealed a woman once accused him of sexual assault. The Army vet denies the 2017 allegations and wasn't charged. Now, this comes as Democrats call for deeper vetting of executive branch nominees. Trump's team has decided to forego the traditional step of FBI background checks.
Good. Yes. Go with FBI approved people only, Trump. Come on. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Before Cash gets in office. Hey, smoking. Don't worry about if you're late. We're late all the fucking time. You will have access to this either way. Yeah, what a load of shit. The thing I was reading that made me say what was Trump Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth denies sexual assault allegations. And then some of the other stuff that I was reading here. Pete Hegseth's mother speaks out after accusing him of mistreating women. His mother came out against him? What?
Tonight, growing controversy surrounding Donald Trump's pick to lead the Defense Department. Pete Hegseth accused of routinely mistreating women for years by his own mother. In a 2018 email to her son obtained by the New York Times, Penelope Hegseth wrote, "On behalf of all the women, and I know it's many, you have abused in some way, I say get some help and take an honest look at yourself." Penelope told the New York Times on Friday that her statements in the email were not true, and she sent it out of anger and emotion when Hegseth and his second wife were going through a divorce. NBC News has not independently obtained the emails and has reached out to Penelope Hegseth for comment, but has not heard back. The Trump transition team slamming the reporting as an exercise to malign Mr. Hegseth. They added, Miss Hegseth quickly regretted her emotional statement. Families argue and say regrettable things all the time. It comes after the Army National Guard officer turned Fox News personality was chosen by Trump as the nation's next Secretary of Defense. Ahead of a lengthy confirmation process in the Senate, Hegseth faces scrutiny over comments he made earlier this month about women in the military, saying they should not serve in combat roles.
It hasn't made us more effective, hasn't made us more lethal, has made fighting more complicated.
And over a 2017 sexual assault complaint, which he denies. No charges were ever filed, and authorities did not give a reason as to why.
The matter was fully investigated, and I was completely cleared, and that's where I'm going to leave it.
How do you address concerns about your life?
His mom threw him under the bus. I understand, like, she said some shit in some heated argument or whatever, but god damn, dude. His mom threw him under the bus.
Mom just dumped
What a
on
bitch.
you.
Yeah, what a bitch.
What a bitch. I don't know. I feel like if anybody ever knocked on the door, like some cop or some official, and was like, Mrs. Crosby, what do you have to say about your son? She'd probably close the door on them or say, I have nothing to say to you. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, that would be the right answer. And like, how did they get this? It sounded like it was, okay, first of all, who talks to their mom in emails? I don't know. Maybe a text message, but not an email. And then
Journalists.
And then how did they get
the mainstream media?
How did they get that information? Like,
Because
how
he's
did
a journalist in the mainstream media. You don't think they're snitching on their emails?
Yeah, they're spying on their employees. Yeah, you're probably right about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. What, you don't think he accessed that email from his work email? or from his work computer.
He did.
That
He pulled a
on the work
Clinton.
network. Yeah, they just fucking ripped. IT just ripped that shit off his fucking work computer. Like, haha, it's in your cache.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Pete Hegseth. He's like on one of those Fox morning shows that I don't watch. So I don't know how to feel about him, but kind of shitty that his mom's throwing him under the bus.
Yeah, it's not good for his person, right?
No, but he's the pick that they chose to rizz up all of like the senior citizens who watch Fox News religiously. Like, he's young, he's jacked, he's patriotic.
He's got a cross on his chest that.
Yeah. Them old grannies are gonna be like, "Oh, he's so handsome. Oh, I'm glad Donald Trump picked that handsome boy to be in the White House with him."
Yeah.
Like,
I like
Trump's
him.
gonna
He's
rizz up the
good.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump's gonna rizz up the mom.
Risen up grannies left and right.
Oh, there's an analysis on Trump's picking family members. Who gives a shit?
No one cares. Let him pick who he wants. Who cares?
Blinded by dental floss. On a scale of 1 to Cash 420, where is Josh right now? Eyes looking Chinese as fuck.
I mean, I got a whole lot more. Like, the Black Friday deals at dispensaries have been lovely. I ain't gonna lie.
I was about to say you're enjoying the legal free weed over there.
You are
correct.
So correct and properly on point.
I'm about to enjoy a Whataburger here in a second. I don't know about you boys.
No,
I'm gonna order it or something.
I'm just chilling.
Whataburger?
RFK Jr. nominated for HHS amid health concerns. President-elect Donald Trump nominated RFK to be Secretary of Health and Human Services. This nomination has sparked significant reaction among health experts and public. Former FDA Commissioner Scott Golub has voiced deep concerns, warning that Kennedy's views could lead to a decreased vaccination rates and a resurgence of eradicated diseases. Conversely, some supporters view Kennedy as a potential health reformer, citing his personal health practices and current critique of health policy. What?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely going to leak. There's a list somewhere. I don't know if you want to try to find it. A list of vaccines that you had to take as a baby in like 1983
goddamn,
versus a list now, or maybe it was 1984 versus now. And it's fucking outrageous. Like, why are you vaccinating a baby, like an almost newborn baby, with hepatitis B and C? Like, that baby ain't fucking nobody right now.
There's a lot of vaccines. I'm trying to see a comparison, but there's not a comparison. There's just the current.
Let me see if I can find it, because there was an actual thing.
I mean, this is the current. As soon as they're born, get them a hepatitis vaccine. Okay.
Exactly. I'm saying no to that one personally.
Yeah. RSV, antibody, follow guidance. Okay. Rotavirus. All these diseases have like super scary names. They're like, I don't want my kid to have that, but I don't know. We got our kid some vaccines, but other ones we skipped. I don't know. Like every time I asked the doctor, I was like, how serious is this? And they're like, it's very rare. And I was like, then no.
It's very rare.
I want one. I only did the ones that had like a 20-year plus history.
Right.
They had to be older than me.
Yeah. If this disease isn't before my time, I don't want it.
No, there's enough of a timeline. I can be like, okay, either this thing is going to kill my kid or not.
Established, right?
Yeah, it's not like COVID. We're like, no, it's completely safe, and it may or may not give you a heart attack.
Okay. Hey, I found something. Maybe this will work.
Give me a second. Close this. Done. Transition. Go ahead.
There it is.
Yo. Hold on, let me make it bigger. What the fuck? 5 versus a lot.
The flu in utero, COVID-19.
No, I definitely skipped the flu.
Yeah.
The lady was like, "Do you want to get the flu vaccine?" I was like, "Have you ever guessed it right?" She said no, and I said, "Then no."
Nope.
Because that's the thing. The flu vaccine is a guess every year. They pick a strain and they're like, "We think it's going to mutate into this one, so here's the vaccine." And they've never been right.
Here, that's kind of what I said. 1983, 10 vaccines. 2022, 74.
And my position is not anti-science, the subject of vaccines. And since it seems to be a great interest of yours, I challenge you to debate me on it. And I'm going to tell you just what my position is. And my position is not anti-science. My position is exactly aligned with the National Academy of Science and the Institute of Medicine. People don't know my position because people call me an anti-vaxxer, but I'm not. I'm pro-vaccine. I had all my children vaccinated. I believe the vaccine should be tested, safety tested. People don't know. You cannot sue a company that makes vaccines that injures you, no matter how egregious the injury is, no matter how negligent that company was, no matter how toxic the ingredient. Furthermore, they're completely insulated, so there's no incentive for them to make vaccines safe. Furthermore, they're also exempt. They're the only medicine that's exempt from safety testing. So now, one of the 72 vaccines currently given to our children, mandated, has ever been tested against a placebo. That means nobody knows what the risk profile is, and nobody can say with a scientific certainty if that vaccine is averting more problems than it causes. And I don't think that we ought to be mandating medical interventions for unwilling Americans unless we know precisely that vaccine is going to end up helping people rather than hurting them. The Institute of Medicine is the ultimate arbiter of vaccine science, according to Congress and HHS. And the Institute of Medicine has time and again in 1991, 1994, 2011, 2014 has scolded and rebuked and screamed at the CDC for not doing safety testing on any of these vaccines. And we've seen the vaccine schedule. I had 3 vaccines when I was a kid. My children got 72. It changed in 89, and if you were born prior to 89, your chance of having a chronic disease, rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes, autism, food allergies, is 12%. If you were born after 89, it is 54% according to HHS. And nobody's explaining where is it all coming from? Where is all the autism coming from if it's not vaccines? Why is it in my generation, 1 in 2,500 kids had autism, and in this generation, 1 in 34? CDC is supposed to tell us where the diseases are coming from. Why is it in my generation, 1 in 400 kids had food allergies, peanut allergies, and 1 in 10 today? And guess what? Look at the vaccine inserts. All of the 400 diseases that are now epidemic in our children.
All right. So
he gets heated on that subject for sure.
Yeah, he's right. It's kind of crazy that they don't allow to sue them for the manufacturers of the vaccine for the problems they cause without disclosing them. But
yeah, it eliminates recourse for average citizens. Like, that's, if you're going to live in a capitalist society, you have to be able to sue someone for negligence or someone for putting a product into the market that does something like makes your kid retarded or something like that. Like, you made my kid retarded, I get to sue you or something like that. If they have tangible evidence of it, it's like, you can't just say I'm free from suit. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I was trying to find a breakdown for this, but I can't find it anywhere. George Clooney fuming that he was seduced by Barack Obama to put boot into Joe Biden before being blamed for Trump win. Apparently, you remember in the whole saga of Joe Biden being kicked out as the nominee, George Clooney wrote this piece about how Joe Biden was unfit and how he met him and it was awkward and he was clearly not there. And that was like a big motivator to kicking Joe Biden out. Well, now Clooney is upset at Joe Biden, or not upset at Joe Biden. Clooney is upset at Barack Obama and saying, it's your fault that Trump won. You told me to kick Joe out, and then we lost.
Which makes Trump right, because all along Trump was saying they want him out. Barack Obama and the Democrats want Joe out. Joe doesn't want to leave.
Yeah. Activist actor Clooney is outraged after being manipulated by Barack Obama into lobbying for Kamala Harris to take faltering Joe Biden's place in 2024. Quote, George is furious with Obama for disappearing after the election disaster and leaving him holding the bag for pushing the plan with his Hollywood pals.
I don't really care what you had to say, George Clooney.
Oh, damn, bro.
Listening to you, bro.
Well, somebody was listening. You say that, but they listened to Clooney and they kicked him out. So
no, they didn't. Clooney wasn't the reason they kicked him out. They're going to kick him. Obama was going to kick him out.
Yeah, maybe.
Is Clooney pulling ties for the DNC?
I think his voice carries weight with people that matter.
He's a great actor.
We're not going to win in November with this president, he declared. Heeded that advice 11 days later, ceding to the campaign to Harris. And the minute Harris' historic bid for the White House came up short, Clooney started taking heat. Since I'm in deep depression, I feel like lashing out at someone. What's the plan now, Clooney? One of his many same party critics wrote on social media. Trump should not forget to thank Hollywood celebrities, especially Clooney. Cracked one poster. Everyone is blaming it on him. It's your fault. Well, when you wear rainbow suspenders, sir.
Yeah.
Look at that picture. Yes. When you wear rainbow suspenders, it is your fault.
That's a bad look. That's just a bad look.
Not good.
No.
Kind of gay.
There we go. If birth control caused a lot, the left would lose it. Wait, what? Read the super chat. I don't understand.
If birth control.
Yeah. Caused a lot, left would lose it. Huh?
If birth control caused a lot, the left would lose it. If it caused like autism, if it caused
okay, yeah. If they have complications or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's all right.
Yeah,
They're
maybe.
neutering themselves right now. It's fine.
Yeah,
No, literally, no. I've seen two women, one which I went to high school with, use the hashtag childless by choice hashtag, and got her like a uterus taken out, full on hysterectomy, and was like happy about it. And then I was like, oh, so she must have had like, you know, polycystic ovarian syndrome, or like, you know, her pussy smelled bad or something like that. And I looked down in the comments. And he posted like a comic strip that said, in the comic strip she posted, she said, "This is exactly how I feel." And the comic strip was basically saying, now I can have sex with as many people as I want and not have a fear of getting pregnant. And this bitch is ugly. I'm like, so no one's wanting to fuck you and have your kids because they'd be ugly as shit. And you're sitting here going, I'm going to have as much sex as I want because now I don't have a uterus. And I made that choice. Yeah, I was flabbergasted about that. So I don't know. I don't know. It was fucking weird. Yo, pussy stank.
Rob.
That was good. Yeah. Hey, apparently, speaking of Aleppo, news about Aleppo insurgents.
Oh yeah, they're fucking shit up in Syria right now. Hell yeah.
What the fuck? I want to grab this is the Reuters one. Is this let's see.
Videos released by the Syrian volunteer group the White Helmets
and that's good video quality.
Showed blown out buildings and vehicles in a residential area of Idlib and injured people being moved into ambulances. Military sources say Russian and Syrian jets struck the rebel-held city in the north of the country on Sunday.
Are we chilling for a while or
President
what?
Bashar
Because I'm gonna
al-Assad
order
vowed
some.
to
Yeah, we're
crush
just chilling, bro.
insurgents who had
Just chilling.
swept into the city of Aleppo.
Chat,
Reuters
bring up
cannot
stuff you want to
independently
talk about.
verify the date of the white helmet's video, although local reports said there were strikes in the area. At least 7 people were killed and dozens injured, according to rescuers at the scene. The Syrian army and its ally Russia say they target the hideouts of insurgent groups and deny attacking civilians. Idlib province has fallen completely under rebel control in the boldest rebel assault for years, in a civil war where the front lines had largely been frozen since 2020. Insurgents swept into the city of Aleppo on Friday night, forcing the army to redeploy in the biggest challenge to Assad in years. In remarks published on state media, Assad said terrorists only know the language of force, and it is the language we will crush them with. Video from Saturday showed rebels toppling a statue of Assad's brother in Aleppo.
Oh no, not Assad's brother.
Oh no! Oh, he fell on his head.
Residents like Hamoud al-Shiki Kiari returned for the first time since 2016.
Huh?
Thank God, after 8 years' absence from our house and our family and our neighborhood, we went and saw and met everyone, our neighbors and our family, and greeted them all. A joy that can't be described and is very great, thanks to God, he said. Army sources said Syrian troops who had withdrawn from the city were now regrouping, and reinforcements were also being sent to help in the counterattack.
Yeah, they were saying something that you said earlier in there, somewhere around this area, somewhere. They were saying that, like, we're not attacking civilians, we're attacking where they hide. That's the tricky thing about war. You know, they hide in apartment buildings.
Yeah.
They put the bombs under the hospitals on purpose. It's all a plan.
It is all a plan. That's my thing, and it keeps it going around in a circle. Because then those people who die in the apartment buildings, they're gonna, like, their families are gonna come fight for Hamas or whoever because you killed my fucking family.
Yeah.
God damn you.
Yeah.
Do you guys know who Kyle Kalinske is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I figured
Yes.
you would know. What do you think about this meme that he posted? Check that out.
Can you make it big?
Let me try.
That's what she said.
Image in new tab. Share this tab
Oh,
instead.
I've
Zoom
seen
in.
that one.
Yeah, what do you think about this? So it's a ladder, it's a staircase, you know, buying vehicles, starting family and home ownership, starting business, paying debt, emergency fund, nice vacation, luxury dining, traveling abroad, and then the rest is unintelligible. But anyway, you can't do that. You can't even start on step 1 because you have student loan debt and medical debt.
Yep.
How you feeling about this meme?
Yeah, I mean, he points to, just like most leftists do, they point to a problem. There's a problem, and he's offering a retarded solution, which is just eliminate all that debt. When you got to treat the root of the problem, right? Like, government's made education more expensive. Government's made medical procedures and staying in a hospital more expensive, right?
Yeah.
You know, you gotta. He's not seeing the forest through the trees. And no one does. No one does. We're like the only ones who do. Libertarian, I don't see it. Like, we are, I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. If we are so right about so many things, why are there so few of us?
That's really how you interpreted that when you saw it?
What did you think, Josh? How did you interpret that meme?
Because I saw this years ago.
Yeah,
And, like,
no,
when I
the one.
saw it, I was like, I agree. Because I'm like, you've had government that has inflated our dollar so badly, and we've created a culture within where you've had government schools tell you since you were in kindergarten, you know, at least in our generation, go to school, graduate, go to college, get your degree, doesn't matter in what. When you come out, you're going to have a good job, you're going to make a great living, you're going to be able to buy a car and raise a family and own a home, all of this shit off of this. And then you come out after college and you got all this student debt. Now, the medical debt, like, that just sucks to suck. Sorry your parents didn't have a job that had medical insurance. Like, that's life coming at you. But I get where they're coming from. But like student debt, like, yeah, that sucks. Like a lot of us were like, we were raised up on the dream, like, yeah, go to college, get a degree, like we're gonna all do fine, and then we don't, and it's a huge burden. And no, I didn't believe it was, oh, we should have the government cut the debt, because that's going to make it even harder for me. It's going to raise those steps up even higher than where I'm staring at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like these guys are. Like, it was just like, goddamn, like too big to fail fucked me. And, the bank, the housing market fucked me. And, then I came out of college and things started to get better. And then COVID fucked me. And, bailing out small businesses, which a lot of it went to franchises that were part of big business chains like McDonald's and Shake Shack and Burger King and shit. That
Delta.
fucked me. Delta, like that shit all fucked us. Like bailing out the airlines fucked us. Bailing out the automobile companies fucked us. It made buying a vehicle harder. It made starting a family harder. It meant home ownership harder. All that shit that the government's done to try and make shit better has made it fucking worse.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, that's the thing with lefties, especially like Kyle, is like they point out the correct problems, right? Like he's pointing at medical debt and student loan debt as being shackles on the American people, but there's no part of him that looks at that and says, what changed? What made college so expensive? What made the medical industry so expensive? There's no thought about that. Instead, the reaction is, well, college should be free because it benefits society, and medical bills shouldn't burden a family, so those should be free as well. Free in quotes, because nothing is free. But like that's the reaction. It's not, why did these things get so expensive? It's like, these things are so expensive that government should pay for them. Not realizing that government is you, Kyle. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Kyle also popped off on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan retweeted it. I thought it was pretty crazy because I liked listening to him on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh yeah, he did good. Like Kyle used to be one of my favorite lefties, just because he was more. Even if he wasn't right, he was at least well thought out, and he could make the argument well.
Yeah, but he said something. He said something weird, and Joe Rogan retweeted it with like a surprised face, and said like former podcast, guest.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What the fuck?"
Rogan made you a known figure. Oh no. I'm trying to find the original one. If you got it, let me know. But Rogan is a fake. Yeah, Rogan is fake independent media and barely a comedian anymore.
That's it.
Yeah.
Why would you go so hard?
Yeah,
he built you.
Yeah, that's what the comment said. Rogan is fake independent media, barely a comedian anymore, and he's morphed into state media for Trump. He's more like Rush Limbaugh than George Carlin. Joe Rogan hints he will record podcasts from Mar-a-Lago with Trump as walk-on guest after refusing to travel for Harris. Okay. Haters gonna hate, you're dumb. Okay, hang on. Where's the view quotes? Because you said Rogan retweeted them. Here it is. Former podcast guest, shocked face.
Exactly what I said.
Yeah.
Exactly what I said. Do I lie to you people? I don't.
Sometimes. He tells me he's a good lover. He says he can fuck. Don't believe him.
Yeah, like whenever I tell Scott Horton that we'll all be there at 11 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, exactly. You're gay.
Retarded.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Yeah.
I don't get burning that bridge with Rogan, dude. Have you not been listening to Rogan the entire time, or Elon go, we were on the left and now the left's too left. It's too far.
All right, here's the clip that he was reacting to. Let's watch it. Let's see. Crank it up, boy.
Are we doing Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah, we have to.
Hey, we have to.
We have to. We helped Trump get elected.
Yo, I got a special January 14th. Are we doing
let's do Blow It Don Jr.
When do you finish shooting?
Well, maybe we do that at Mar-a-Lago.
Ooh. What?
No, we have to wait until he gets in.
On?
We have to wait until he gets
Trump's
in.
obviously going to walk on, dude.
Yeah.
There's a camera, the bro.
100%. He's going to walk on if we do
Let's
Mar-a-Lago.
do it and play the day after. Play the day after, or right then.
We talked about it on the podcast, and Don Jr. reached out to me, said I could make that happen.
Bro. The Joe Rogan podcast from Mar-a-Lago where Donald Trump walks onto the podcast.
Here's
That's pretty huge. Yeah. What do you, here, let me give me 1 second. Let me pull this off and switch it over. Here's Kyle. Go ahead.
The podcast landscape, the somewhat comedy oriented, but also political oriented. You got the Joe Rogans, you got the PBD podcast, you got the Trigonometry podcast and stuff like that. And
All
look,
good shows.
you got to call a spade a spade. A lot of these outlets sort of portray themselves as, no, we're just real, reasonable people having reasonable conversations. And we're like centristy and stuff, bro. We're not like ideologues, bro. But at the end of the day, they may call themselves centrists or moderates, but they just end up effectively helping Trump and the right wing. Then you have, the podcast landscape, the somewhat
that's it.
Yeah.
So that's all he's seeing is they're just helping Trump, so they're bad.
Joey was saying that they have to do a Ping Trip video of him and Kyle Kulinski.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Ping Trip's channel. It's not even worth it. He didn't even do it.
Oh, look, he's making fun of Tucker Carlson's new page right here. He's the Tucker Carlson encounter.
I can't see it. It's too small. You got to zoom in or click it or something.
Jesus.
Yeah. The sign for Tucker's show says the Tucker Carlson encounter, which is obviously a play on Rogan Experience. Embarrassing. Is it though? Like, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Like, is it really though? Like, no.
Yeah. And he is out in the woods. Encounter. Yeah. I don't know. I think he should have just called it the Tucker Carlson. Like, just leave it.
And Barfo, this is exactly what the situation is. He's jealous. He's so jealous. He's the polls guy. He's so smart. He knows everything about Democratic politics. If Democrats just listened to people like Kyle Kulinski, everything would be better. Kyle Kulinski, the guy who flies in a plane, takes a picture of farmland and says, wow, it's really weird that the ground looks like this. I wonder what's going on here. Doesn't know what fucking farmland is. Kyle Kulinski. He's upset that that guy doesn't get as many views as Joe Rogan, who's just asking questions. That's what it is, man. I think that's what it is. I think it's just jealousy. Like, Kyle had his big shot. Like I was saying before, like, Kyle's one of the more well thought out guys. He's more of a realistic, down to earth guy. Even if I disagree with him on a lot of stuff, he's at least like a normal dude. Like, I don't know. But then he wants to do some bullshit like this. He's just jealous. He's just jealous.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm trying to just go down this road because, like, yeah. Kyle is in the wrong here, and I used to think Kyle's like one of the better voices on the left. So he is being retarded. You are being retarded.
I'm gonna switch.
Oh, look at this. Yeah, average Joe Rogan enjoyer, scientists. Yes, you all are wrong. A man who I saw on YouTube video.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that before. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
these people are wrong.
They were wrong about COVID. Yeah. They were so wrong. Yeah. Here,
whatever.
I got something for you.
There you go.
This is way too long. I just realized it's 16 minutes. I'm not playing the whole thing, but I'll start it.
I'm dangerous. I shot 3 people. People have died.
Do you eat them?
Yeah.
So you shot him and ate him?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What was that like?
Delicious.
Oh shit.
I never had anything better.
What do you want to do now?
I've been thinking a lot about this.
no.
What the fuck?
Oh, this looks so good, dude. Well, you know it's This is like a serial killer documentary made by
It's gonna be a short. Can you full screen it?
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking.
Make
It
it
is.
big.
Hold on, I just wanted to get like. The thing was, Joe Rogan is the podcast killer with Alex Jones. Okay.
Did you just tell us the ending? You piece of shit. Tell us the
I
ending.
did.
Of this.
This
Did
drug
you pull a me?
DMT, when you take this stuff, you encounter the most unbelievably beautiful experience, ultimate wisdom, being in front of something that exposes every single aspect of your personality, of your thoughts, everything you've ever said and done. It's like reads you right through you, connects you to everything in the world, and you're being communicated with. Something is talking to you, and it's whatever it is, you're looking at it, and it's constantly changing, and it looks like, the way I describe it, I say it's like complex geometric patterns that are made out of love.
What the fuck? Oh shit!
Oh shit!
What the fuck is that?
It's a giant dick. Let's go! Holy shit! He's so good.
Oh man.
The Clockwork Elves, Joe. I heard about the Clockwork Elves when I was a little kid, and I decided I don't want to see them. Because everybody sees them. Little goat creatures with little green hats and little green uniforms. They look just like gray aliens.
Whoa.
Then they pull their mask off, and they don't look quite like that anymore. Because if you're a good person and you take the DMT, they act real friendly, but Mescalito gets mean later. And then you get transported to a space prison for a couple 100,000 years.
We got to talk about drugs now. Remind me.
And then when you come back, you don't ever come back.
What? Very confused.
Uh-huh.
Don't you have like this like whiskey you give everybody? You don't ask me that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, believe me, Joe, I know all about the DMT, the DMT, the DMT.
We have a song for that. Yeah. Hey. So interesting. I'm sorry.
What's gonna happen next?
What's going on?
He's a goat, by the way. It's Baphomet's who you meet. They wear little gray masks so they don't get too scary. Because they look like little gremlins, little demons. Now, see, you'll probably play that and say, look how crazy you believe little gremlin demons. No, you do. You talked about it. You saw it. You believe it. I didn't take it. The Bible says don't be part of pharmakia because it gives you the evil spirits.
Aren't you gonna say hello?
Shut the fuck up.
Well, I gotta go. Lock the door. I'm leaving.
I'm gonna go home. You were gonna die.
Whoa.
In a matter of seconds. Do you know how crazy that is?
Why?
It's the whole reason why we're here.
I don't understand.
I've killed a lot of people.
Whoa!
Here's the thing. The ancients would always start using this stuff, and it would be love, and it would be science, it would open them up. But always, 100 years later, there'd be a black pyramid. They'd be chopping people's hearts out, or they'd be burning kids on to Baal.
Crazy.
They'd be burning kids where they'd have a big steel oven with the hands of the god. You take your baby up with a 500-degree thing and watch it fry. You'd fry a baby on a basically outdoor barbecue pit and then eat it. Watch the priest pull a leg off your baby and just,
I'm eating you alive. Eating you alive takes a long time.
I didn't want to do that.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I don't approve of this.
Fuck you.
I'm really scared. Oh, this is what terror feels like.
Dude, you understand what that would be like to eat you dick first?
Oh,
That's how you die, right at your crotch.
and it was a pure exercise of priests
Pretty sure he's talking about
taking
bears.
hallucinogens, then interfacing with entities that said, I will direct you. Every culture, Asians, Africans, Mesoamericans, every culture starts taking hallucinogens and then starts worshiping entities that demand blood.
Your fault, Rob.
What we're trying to expose to.
Ouch! All right, I'm gonna cut it there. It's crazy, dude. You know, that's the thing about Alex. He makes you think, you know, all these ancient, you know, you and your decriminalized nature people come out and you're like, what? Yeah, you're like, do these drugs. They're so natural. All the ancients did these drugs. The same ancients that sacrificed human beings on altars. And then Alex comes out and says some shit like this. And, you know, I wanted to say my own experience with drugs, I believe that there is a limit of LSD or other psychedelics that you can do before you go too far. And if you cross that threshold, you'll never come back. And I think that's what Alex was getting at. You want to go Saddam Hussein on me, but I think I'm right about this.
I mean, you can take it and never come back. What do you mean?
Like you're never the same. Like, and there's two different. I want to be clear. There's two different parts of that. Like, I think there is a level of LSD that you can do where it changes your perception on reality, and you come back a better person. But if you keep going, it's not good. And I think there's a limit where it gets dangerous. And I felt myself getting to that threshold, and I backed away, and never again. I'll never do another psychedelic again. I don't care if you make it legal. I don't care what scientists you put behind it. I'm not going down that rabbit hole ever again. I'll die. That's how I feel.
I'm curious what happened. I'm curious what happened with you. But no, I think there is a limit on like how often you should do these things.
Yeah.
And you know, as with anything, really.
Sure.
But as far as like, you know, hurting yourself mentally, like people do have what is it, psychedelic persisting disorder or something, PPD or something like that. Some people do like got stuck. Like I saw one guy, I think he was on Joe Rogan's podcast where he had it, and he was just saying that he claims that he's tripping balls all the time. Like he's seeing things pop up in his visual all the time. Yeah, I can't turn it off. So there is at some point you can break your brain. For sure.
What do you think, Josh?
You know, there's only so far you can go down the rabbit hole before you get stuck. So, you know, if you dabble at your own risk, like I highly recommend psychedelics for everybody.
At least
try
once.
At least once in your life. Like if you do it at least once, you don't have to do it again, but at least try it once. At the same time, I don't know if what you mean by like doing too much, Tim. Like,
sure.
I think if you do it in moderation over like you're fine, but yeah, if you do too much in one shot, you can not come back out.
Yeah, it's not even so much at once. Okay, so I knew people that did too much at once, right? And those people were hospitalized. And then I also knew people who thought they were smarter and thought that they could balance drugs and that they could. So basically what they did was they went down the medical research and they said, well, if you do this drug, it fires these synapses and those synapses can get burnt out. So you need to take these other drugs instead because they fire different ones and your body can have time to recover in between the drugs. And then they had a rotation laid out of drugs that they would take. And so they were always on something because they thought it gave them like a higher meaning or whatever. For me,
so they're just druggies. They're just druggies.
Yeah, they're druggies.
They were too smart for their own good. They were fucking retarded. But like, no, like that's not my experience. My experience was I took like one hit like my first time, like one, I don't even know how they measured these things. Honestly, I was just like, somebody's like 1 tab of LSD. And I was like, okay, I'll try that. And I was like, okay, 1 is a good mental high. 2 to 3 gets you kind of like things are warping, but they're not visualizing. And 4 to 5, you start to get like the more intense feeling of it and all this kind of stuff. And so I was going down that. And then same thing with mushrooms. It was like, a couple, I don't even remember, but it's like you take like a handful and you're okay. You take 2 handfuls and you're not okay. And so like whatever the thing was, but there's like a threshold. But every time I went on a psychedelic trip, like the first time was amazing, super eye opening. I remember laying on the couch and we were watching, we decided to watch, what was that movie where they did all the Beatles songs, Across the Universe. You remember that movie?
No.
Yeah. Josh remembers it. Okay. Anyway, it's a movie Across the Universe. It's a musical, but it's very psychedelic and very trippy. And so we decided to watch that movie while we were coming up on the acid. By the end of the movie, I was laying on the couch and I had a cushion over my head, and my buddy Cade was on the ground and he was hitting himself in the head with an Old English bottle. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I hear an echo. It's crazy. It's crazy."
Oh my God.
I was laying on the couch and he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm in a sandwich, bro." And I was like, I felt like it was a great time. I had a good time. It was just fun. That's all we were having was fun. But the more I did it, the more introspective I got, the more intense it got. And eventually it was like, I remember my last trip. Like I fell asleep as I was coming up. Have you ever woken up high on LSD?
No.
Oh
No,
man,
I can't fall asleep. Until it's
I fell asleep. And when I woke up, I was tripping mad balls. These were my balls, and I was tripping them, as we used to say.
because you probably got some sort of like our REM cycle sleep.
It was
like
crazy,
combined.
dude. It was crazy because I woke up and I just remember falling asleep, and I remember like this. She reminded me of the witch from Addams Family, the old witch lady. And I remember like thinking to myself, like I was hearing songs like Beatles songs, and they were from like I Get By with Little Help from My Friends. Like that was a big one that kept playing. And every time the song would start, I would get excited, like, yeah, we're having fun. But it would turn real quick and it would just be like, it would warp out and it'd be like, roar, and it'd be like, you think this is fun? You think this is a fucking game?
Yeah.
And it got real fucking serious real quick. And that lady would show up and she had like this long fingernail. And at the end of her fingernail was the light. And if I remember right, it was the light from my ceiling fan. But she was there and everything was spinning and warping. And she's like, you think you can just listen to a happy song and get the fuck out of this? You think it's that easy? And just like, it was deep and it hurt. And it was just like, you think you can just escape all your problems by going to drugs? You think you're going to get out of this? You think you're going to make it out alive? You think that this is it? You think you found reality? You don't know. And it was bad. It hurt so bad.
Looking at him like Joe Rogan over here. Like,
it's fucking over, bro. And
but isn't that a good thing? Maybe it steered you in the right direction.
It kept me away from drugs. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
it did for sure. Because
maybe you needed to be away from drugs.
Yeah, and then like the next time that I did mushrooms, the next time I think that was that was the last trip that I did was mushrooms, and during that experience, I remember getting in the shower, and like my mind was just like, how the hell did we get tricked into doing this again? You know it's not going to end right. You know this is going to be terrible. This is going to be bad. It's only going to get worse. And it just kept going and going and going. And so I think there's a limit. I think like you have good experiences in the beginning and it does open your mind in a way that makes you, I don't know, more accepting of the world and just kind of more free spirited about the whole thing. I think that's a good way to say it, but there is a limit where you just kind of you devolve into yourself, if that makes sense. And you go one of two ways: either you're trapped or you think you're a god. And I met plenty of people that went down the second route who came out of it and were thinking like, I know everything. I am the Messiah reincarnated, and you are nothing to me. I met plenty of people that went down that road.
Yeah, I've met a lot of people who are like super, like they wearing headdresses and stuff like that, and it's like, started a church, I understand, but you're not like a cult leader. Don't do that. It's not cool. It can definitely go that route. It can definitely go that route when you're messing with this kind of shit. But I don't know. I see it being more positive if more people had access to it, like at least limited access to it. But yeah, like Josh said, everything in moderation. Sounds like you and your boys were tripping balls a lot, and
we did too much, bro. We did too much.
You did way too. Like
sounds like y'all were having too much fun.
Yeah, you're like, one or two is a nice head. I was like, I've never did more than 2 tabs.
Yeah, then the standard was 10. Okay,
that's ridiculous. I've done 4.
I don't know what a tab is though. That's what I don't understand. Is because I
one little square.
I understand that. I understand that, but how much is in a square?
It's typically
a strip.
It's
We used to buy them by the sheet. Okay, there's 100 tabs on a sheet.
One is typically between 20 to 40 micrograms. 40 being a little bit more on the heavier side. Whenever you said one is like a little mental high, I've had one tab that just like absolutely clobber knocked me, and so like it just depends, really.
I'm not saying I used to sell this shit. I'm just saying the standard was always 100 micrograms.
Yeah. I never knew
per tab.
I never knew the micrograms, right? That's why I had these stuff. That's what I had these nerds for. These nerds that took out the spreadsheets and they were like, it'll kill these synapses at this rate. And if you wait this long to take that drug, then you'll be okay.
No.
And I was just like, all right, so how many? And they were like, go with 4. And I was like, all right. Actually, 4 is a good medium for me, but I'm not doing it again. I'll never do it again.
Yeah,
I'm not coming back.
Like, it's the same with like mushrooms. Like, I watched my brother do like an 1/8 worth one time in one shot, because I'm like, I used to do like half of an 1/8 because I'm like, okay, that gets me to a nice little place
for the mushrooms you're talking about.
And every time he'd start throwing up violently, and I was like, well, it is technically giving yourself food poisoning, so I can see why. And I'm like, I don't want to get there. So like, even with Laura, like Laura gets really bad headaches, so you gotta figure out where your balance is there. If you're doing like a whole strip of acid in one shot, I can see how
it's bad.
The Wicked Witch of the West is gonna come at you with the fucking laser finger, being like, bad.
She's like, you think you can get out of this? I just remember her taunting me and was like, you think you're gonna have a good time tonight? That's not what's happening. You're mine, bitch.
Never had a bad trip. Anytime I've done psychedelics.
I've also never had a bad trip. I will say that there was one time where I did smoke some DMT, and then I saw like this pattern. It was like a big plus sign geometrical pattern. There was like 3 or 4 of them throughout my vision, and there were little tiny ones within each of them, spinning in every different way. And 6 months later, I was laying on my couch watching Ancient Aliens, and I saw that pattern in a damn crop circle that they were talking about. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah,
it's insane.
I remember what got me out of drugs though is after. Do you guys remember like I don't know when the last time you tripped was, but my favorite part of the trip was the end.
Oh my fucking god! They DoorDashed this shit to my office. Pieces of shit.
That's great.
I'm done with it. I'm getting off. I gotta go. I'm getting off.
No,
I
come
gotta
back.
go.
Let's come back.
No, what the?
Just come back. My favorite part of the trip though was always the end because the come down, the very like introspective, intellectual, but you're sober, but you just can't help but like think. That was always my favorite part, and what got me out of the need to do any drugs really was that trip because the last one I was just thinking I was like, why do I have to get high to have a good time? And that like broke me of any need to feel any kind of dependency on foreign substances at all.
Yeah.
Like just that question, just starting with that and was like, yeah, I can have a good time without it. We can have fun. It's cool.
But why would I want to not have fun with it?
Because it's dangerous, bro. You're playing with the devil's toys. The I want to sleep but can't part. Exactly. That's what it was. Yeah, man. Yeah. You do build a tolerance really fast, Barfo, and that's the problem. That's the problem. Yeah.
That's why psychedelics are a little bit more of a rarity.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see if I can find this fucking DoorDash by my office.
Are you gonna go to your office right now?
I guess so. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. That's bullshit.
What am I drinking while I say this? Hatfield and McCoy, whatever whiskey or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah.
Let me know when y'all get on the Discord. I'll hop in there.
I mean, we can go there now. We've been here 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
We can go there now.
All right.
Everybody that's here. Oh wait, hang on.
Wait.
Do you think Neuralink can program a high? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
What? Yeah, they're wired into your brain. Absolutely, they can.
Hype for Neuralink.
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Are you gonna get one?
Absolutely.
You're crazy, dude. You're crazy.
Nah.
Wouldn't do it.
You're crazy. And I don't care if you come back out of it and you say it was great. I'm gonna think that the robot programmed you to say that.
I bet you will, and that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, you're crazy, bro. All right, we can switch over to the lounge. Everybody who's here should be in the Discord. We'll be hanging out in the lounge. We'll talk about more drug stuff and other things while Rob tries to find his food.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.